Hello and welcome to this ELK Stack course by MindMajix. In the modern IT landscape where applications, servers, security tools generate massive volumes of log data, organizations need a powerful way to collect, search, analyze and visualize the data in real time. That's exactly what the ELK Stack provides. The ELK stands for Elasticsearch, Logstash and Kibana. It is one of the most popular open source log management and analytics platforms used by DevOps, system admins and security teams. In this course, we will take you from the zero to advanced, covering Logstash, Elasticsearch for search and analytics, and Kibana for visualization. In India, professionals skilled in the ELK stack such as ELK engineers, observability engineers, DevOps specialists, and security analysts earn between 6 to 20 lakh rupees per annum in India, depending on experience. And if you want to learn paid ELK stack course with certification, then check out our course, where we will cover latest industry curriculum, hands-on projects, labs, mock interviews, and more. Before moving ahead, I want you guys to like, share, and subscribe to our channel so you never miss any tutorials and courses from us. So let's get started with our course.
So in today's class, we will understand like what is Elasticsearch and the various jargons in it and the difference between a search engine and a database. And we will also understand through the advantages and disadvantages of using ELK Stack. And in the last, we will look for the architecture wise and we will do a simple installation in the computer, in your laptop or a desktop, whatever it is. We will do a simple installation so that we will be able to perform all the lab exercise. So in the installation, what we are doing, we will not do the same installation when we go for production or for any serious development. This is only for your basic development activity, kind of like a small developer instance, I would say. But you like to have any stage instance, we will be covering about how to configure the cluster and other parts in the later session. So today we will be seeing a simple one so that we don't we will be able to continue all our session with the basic what is it called instance where we can try out and learn something on top of it. Okay. So what is Elasticsearch? The first fundamental question. So if you take any software system in the world, we can't give a concrete definition for it. Concrete definition, what I'm referring to is that if I ask you what is Windows 10, okay, it'll be like we would say it's a OS, and we will say that it will be developed by Microsoft and it has so and so feature. We will be explaining more about the feature than any actual definition. Unlike physics or chemistry, we can't provide a concrete definition for any software application. It is mostly we speak about the characteristics or the features of an application. That is point number one. Now here in Elasticsearch, we have a number of features. Now we like to understand 5 critical features or attribute, I would say, more than feature, I would say it's an attribute. We will understand one by one. So the first line, we think about something called real-time distributed and analytics engine. That is a kind of a very broad topic. Each one is itself is a very deeper one altogether. So let's dissect one by one. So, like, Ashwin, can you give an example? What would be the opposite of a real-time system or real-time computer? So, the example of a real-time, I would say, it's of instantaneous. Like you might have made some online payment, right? If you are in India, you would have heard about the transactions India. Whenever you make an online payment, the very next moment, the recipient or the target person would have received the amount, correct? Just by few seconds delay, the target person would have received the amount. Now, can you think of some process where it takes some time to reach the target person? Any example or any example process or an application where it takes more time to reach the particular person or do some activity?
Example is data warehouse where everything is happening in every application, transactions are happening, and in the night, I mean, in our company we do that. We fire some processes which will go and update the transaction, the warehouse in the night.
Precise.
But during the day, yeah.
Precisely, you are right. As you mentioned, if you have any data warehouse toolkit and if you like to generate some report, you will be going for a nightly job. You're 100% right. Let's take the same example of a transaction as well. Before few years, if we like to make any transaction to person from India, we will be transferring amount from person A to person B. And when we make the transaction, we have to wait for 6 hours or 24 hours at max. Because even if you make the transaction early morning 10 o'clock, your transaction will be counted only by late evening by 5 or 6. And the day it gets closed, because they try to collect all the transaction requests from the user. They will process it in a batch fashion, correct? So here now we have improved to IMPS, but still the batch transactions kind of still relevant. Why it is still relevant? We are waiting for a sufficient amount of time to trigger that activity, either due to its complexity or it's due to complex resource and other parts. We are waiting for the resource to get freed up. So we understood what is real time and what is batch mode or a kind of a non-real time machines. Now, ES can operate on both sense. It can be working on both real time basis or it can work on non-real time basis. Anyways, we will explore more about this topic in unit number 3, how ES can work on both real time and non-real time, which are using a parameter, which we will go a little later. And coming back to the next point, next keyword is something called distributed search. For a given request, if there is only single computer has to do all the compute operation, then it has to reply back to the user. This is a traditional monolithic kind of application. But recently, or I would say after the 2000, people thought about running your complex query in a much different fashion. Instead of one computer doing that activity, what about two or more computers doing the same activity by dividing the data into several chunks and retrieving the data back? That is where the concept of distributed computing came into the picture. So the first few frameworks, what you might have already heard about in early or late 2010 is something called Hadoop, where they tend to process the data using the concept of MapReduce. So instead, if your data is not able to fit into computer memory or it cannot accommodate within the system storage volume, we try to divide the data into smaller chunks into the HDFS chunk, and we try to process the data and we return the data back to the user. So this is the concept of distributed computing. Here in ES as well, it can operate the data by dividing this request among each of them and will be returning back to us. That is what the key essence of the distributed computing. And the last part is in the analytics engine. So why analytics engine? It can be treated as in a traditional SQL server where we will be running through all the query. And what makes it more of analytics engine is that the powerful queries or time series functionality added to the Elasticsearch. Unlike in ES, here you have a very wide set of aggregates. Aggregates are nothing but the analytical queries we have in ES. We have a rich set of analytical query through which we can easily populate different dashboards and analytical solution back to the user. So that is the what is it called overview of the first point. Do you understand or you have any questions till this point, Ashiran?
No, this looks good. So for analytics, maybe you will use the Kibana or something, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Kibanas for UI stuff, and what
Yeah.
the query behind all of the UI counter components will be done using the aggregation. That is a key takeaway message.
Okay. Aggregation. Yeah.
No worries.
So,
It is there in the course content. We will be eventually going through that point. During that point, you will understand more about the aggregations. Okay.
Sure.
All right. Let's go to the second point. It's built on Apache Lucene. Okay. They are mentioning that the Elasticsearch, the fundamental building block of the ES is something called Apache Lucene. And Apache Lucene apparently seems to be a Java library. That Java library, right? If somebody develops an application in Java or any other application, only that programming platform will be able to utilize that functionality and build applications on top of it. Do you agree with me?
Yeah.
And let's say if I'm a
Yeah.
C Sharp guy or if I'm a Python developer,
Hmm.
it is not that it's not impossible for me to access the Java application, but it
Hmm.
provides me a lot of cumbersome or it makes my life difficult to access the
Hmm.
application.
Right. You have to use middlewares for doing that. Yeah.
Right. So here apparently the Apache Lucene is a library, but your Elasticsearch is in kind of a framework. So now is a question like what could be the difference between a framework and a library? Library allows you to use the application the whatever way you like. But when it comes to framework, they define you a standard. Only through set of standards and protocol you will be able to access the application. The good example of a library and a framework is that if you are heard about the front end technology, they have something called jQuery. jQuery still seems to be a library, but your application, the frameworks like Angular and React, which is built from the JavaScript, they are acting like a framework. The reason is that even if you want to initialize some code or do some activity, you have to follow set of protocol. Or if people coming, so what background are you coming from, Nazira? Like, what is your programming? Do you have any programming background?
Yeah. I mean, recently we are not doing that much, but earlier I used to do more on the .NET, Visual Basic, C#. But
Okay.
recently this is an education. It's a college, so we have a software already. We like an SAP for education, and then we use that software right now. But some patches here and there, a little bit here and there we do, but not much of program.
Okay. The reason I asked you is that I can give you relevant example from the given
Right.
platform. The one example you might have used C Sharp seems to be a language, but .NET is supposed to be a framework, right?
.NET.
If you have to
Right.
initialize
Right.
something on .NET, you may have to
Yeah.
bind to set of protocols. We can't randomly initialize something, so we may have to
Hmm.
follow some rules on top of it. Likewise,
Yeah.
and but the good part with the framework is that they provide you all the boilerplate code. What I'm referring to the boilerplate code is that if you want security, you will be just importing something. But unlike in C Sharp, if you have to do something directly, we may have to add the library and do something on top of it. Here in .NET, you have everything as a fundamental building block. You just have to keep pulling or use at the relevant place. So now you might
Hmm.
have understood what is it all about using Apache Lucene and what makes your Elasticsearch more powerful. And what Elastic guys have did is that they wrote more functionalities on top of Apache Lucene and they released the package to the outside world. Now it becomes so popular because a lot of few limitations which were there in Lucene, now it has been overcome by using the Elastic. I won't say limitation, but I would say it's like more of the easiness, I would say. Now, any
Hmm.
application developer or any program, let's say you coming from C Sharp or Java or Python, any programming platform, people can start using it directly because
Hmm.
they've abstracted all the interactions to a system using a REST API. And the good part with the REST API is that it is language agnostic. Any programming platform you take, it can all understand the REST API protocol because it's kind of HTTP based protocol, right? It can understand
Right.
easily without much problem. That's the whole story here. Got it?
I think today's world everything is API only, right? Nowadays,
Yes,
most of the things, any data you want to send,
exactly.
API. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Why people create REST API? Because it's of interoperability. One application can be running in your Python, and another application can be running in Java. Now this makes your life much easier, right? That is the good part of using the what is it called? The REST API thing. Clear? Now what comes the concept of scalability? Okay, if we start speaking about scalability will be broadly divided into two different things. One is something called horizontal scalability and vertical scalability. The horizontal scalability or the vertical scale, I will start from vertical one, which is like very relevant from early time. For example, if you have any laptop or a desktop, if the performance of the machine is not so good, what we do, we tend to buy a more expensive hardware and attach to the machine if the performance is not so good. If you have 8 GB machine, we tend to upgrade to 16 or 32 based on the hardware, what is it called, limitation. Here I'm using the word hardware limitation. In your laptop, at max you can go to 16 or 64 GB based on your motherboard or your laptop specification. If you believe that, or if you think if we can upgrade our machine to 200 GB or 300 GB of main memory, I'm not speaking of the secondary storage part. If I think to do like 200 or 300, is it even possible to upgrade RAM to that extent, Ashura?
No, I don't think so. There are limitations there. RAM you cannot upgrade RAM. Maybe you said distributed, right? Maybe that's the bit.
Exactly, yes. So sometime even like 10 years back, when people had to accommodate huge number of users, they were buying an expensive machine. Still, if you go to a desktop or a server class machine, you can upgrade your main memory to 200 GB or 400 GB. I've been working on few server class machines where the spec is like so tall, like you can accommodate a lot of users, like 60 core, 80 core machine with 300 GB or 400 GB. That is still available market. You have two CPUs within the same computer. Those are like server class. But back
Mainframe was, I mean, mainframe was that kind of thing, right? Vertical. I mean, it was growing. You can add memory. I mean, it was powerful. The IBM mainframes. I mean, it's going away now. I think, right?
I'm
Sorry,
not very sure
I
about
interrupt
the mainframe stack. I heard about mainframe, but I'm not sure like how it is being designed or how it is being there. But I'm not sure
you.
about exactly about mainframe. But the
Yeah.
key takeaway here is that earlier when people have to scale, they were buying expensive machine and they keep migrating their application from one machine to another machine, or they keep adding the hardware. The downside is that you have to do a lot of capital investment. Point number one. And second problem is that most of the time your server would be super idle. Only during peak load, if assume that you have opened a shop and your shop is of 10,000 square kilometer. Only by evening 6 o'clock, majority of a cloud comes in. Opening a 10,000 square kilometer shop may not be feasible because remaining time, if my walk-in is like only 100 people, I can survive with a very smaller shop. For shop, we don't have much problem. But here in the software world, they felt, okay, this is kind of overkill. Let us design a different system which will try to attack this problem. That is where the concept of the horizontal scalability came into picture, where each they've divided the work or divide they want to squeeze the work from a very small machine to a small machine and they take best of it. So they were able to take a small machine and each small machine together was able to have a very huge memory thing into the picture. For example, I might have like one computer 16 GB, another computer. If I have like 10 such computer, I almost have more than 70 to 80 GB of main memory. Now I will be able to process a given process with more than 50 GB or 60 GB by effectively by using the horizontal memory. The advantage of the horizontal memory comes from the world of the cloud computing, where you can spin up the containers or instance within fraction of few minutes. And once you don't have any huge incoming request, you will be able to free up the request back into the container world or back up free the resource back into the normal instance. This they call in like scale in, scale out in AWS generally. If your request is too much, you will automatically, AWS itself will be scaling your number of resource into the given application. When the resource requirement reduces, it automatically scale out back to the normal form. Now you get the idea, right? How the
right.
concept of scalability is being achieved. And here in ES,
Yeah.
it strongly supports the horizontal scalability. They don't recommend that going by vertical scalability will give you better performance. Instead, they say that go for multiple small machines so that you can divide and conquer the job. They rely on the concept of divide and conquer policy. Clear?
Yeah. Right, right. And it will be very, I mean, cheaper, right? Going that route. Also, it will be not that expensive compared to those big machines you buy from them. So yeah, that's a good thing
Exactly.
to do.
True, true, true. Earlier, if we have to buy expensive computer, they are like multiple side effects also involved. You have to look for a space.
Mm.
You have to look for the power, air condition, ventilation. You have to have a support guide who have to maintain the machine. And if it runs into the hardware issue, we have to replace that. A lot of
Yeah,
side effects were there by using the in-house perimeter in-house computer. Now it all becomes so simple. The entire infra was we were able to manage by single person. The IT person
mm.
was able to enter the entire cloud or the Azure or AWS instance just
Yeah,
without sweating. Kind of little easier compared to older
yeah.
generation.
You try to
But
script and it will create the hardwares, right? You can what is it, Terraform, I think, right?
Terraform is for
You just write the
orchestration.
script and yeah,
Yeah,
you
right.
write everything scripts and all, and then you can replicate anytime the whole thing, right? I think so. In Azure. Yeah.
Precisely.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Say suppose you raise a request to create like 4 GB machine and 4 CPU core and 100 GB hard disk. Those guys,
Yeah.
if they're using Terraform, they will just pass in the parameter and automatically a new instance
Mm.
will be created in cloud. Kind of running a
Yeah.
script instead of doing everything by clicking the management console. The management console, I'm
Yeah.
referring to the cloud portal. They will be able to
Right.
execute the script and get the relevant information back to the user. Like, because
Yeah.
you have to still do repeat activity, right? They have to run through all the. They have to install the basic softwares in that machine, run updates, and have to provide the instant detail back to it. It's all repeated kind of repeated boring activity. So these sort of activities
Yeah.
being overcome by using the applications like Terraform, where they like to orchestrate something. There will be more
Mm.
interesting when the use case is very weird. Like if we have to deploy like 5 to 10 server and you have some sequence to be followed from this machine, the access to be open to one mother machine. All these weird use cases will be attacked in the Terraform world. Like how you like to
Mm.
create the machine and how you like to provide access within the machine. All these will be taken care by the Terraform orchestration. Clear, right?
Yeah. 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 I mean, it's a good concept. Like now you have infrastructure as a code. I mean, you can write coding for the hardware. That's a great concept, but in our era, it was not there.
Exactly.
With coding,
More
you
about
actually
the
use coding to generate the infrastructure. Yeah. Yeah.
precisely.
Yes.
The cool thing about the infrastructure code is that you can version control it. What I'm referring to the version control
Yeah.
is that if I'm creating some resource, it is a simple JSON
Mm.
object. Infrastructure code will be looking like
Yeah.
a simple JSON object. And tomorrow, if
Right.
I'm making some change onto it, my JSON can be version control just like that. Correct? And anybody, let's say
Right.
you
Right.
are I am a engineer who are creating some JSON object. If you like to review it,
Mm.
you don't have to really look into the different device to see whether configuration has been applied properly. You will be just diffing my JSON and trying to
Mm.
understand whether the resources are created properly. At any point of time using the JSON, I'll be able to construct or initialize the resource pack. So the beauty of the infrastructure code is that it made your life simpler, and it also made your all your code or your configuration to be version control. So that gives you more power. At any point of time, you will be able to know who made the change in the server, because they will not be given direct access to make a change in the cloud portal. Instead, if they're following the infrastructure code, it will be clearly indicative who has made change, and will help us to troubleshoot the issue even more easier. That is a good part of the infrastructure code.
Yeah, true. Yes,
Okay.
that's
And
true.
the fourth point, we have something called schema free. Elasticsearch is schema free. But later in the class, I will come and define Elasticsearch is not schema free. It is having its own problem. I will come and define that point little later. And
Okay.
it is kind of open source. What I'm referring to the open source is that it doesn't mean that it's a free of cost. Open source is more about if you have access to the source code, you are free feel to update the source code and release the application back as the open source. That is a kind of functionality the open source software allows you. It allows you to the audit the code and try to see is there anything hidden inside the source code, like all the data collection, all these things are like verified, so that you can trust the application and you'll be able to use the application in your real time thing. So that is the big picture of the open source thing. Clear, right?
Yeah. So, but I think the other companies will sell it with the same open source, and they'll give customer support, and they'll charge some price also, right? Some other companies.
Yeah, that is a kind of one sort of revenue model.
Yeah.
They use the
Right.
open source project, and they develop the support platform on top of it, like bug fixing and all this part, and they
Yeah.
get the money out of it. The example is that the Red Hat. Red Hat, they have
Red
this
Hat. Yeah.
enterprise,
Red Hat.
Red Hat actual
Yes.
enterprise Linux. They give you the free
Right.
Linux, no
Yeah.
worries, you will be able to get it, but they will getting within the 1 year delay. But still, you will be able to
Hmm.
access the application and use the software for all your development activity. So that is
Yeah.
the software model for the open source here. Here in ES as well, they follow the same model. Here, the company who developed it, they are having two versions. One is the open source version, and the they call us the extract version or the
Hmm.
licensed one, where they provide like more advanced enterprise feature like active directory login, single sign on, multiple roles and authorization. All these are not directly
Yeah.
available in the free version, but if you're looking for
Hmm.
more enterprise grade feature where you can manage the single point, those things we have to start paying for the Elasticsearch. That is the
Okay.
whole big picture of it. Clear, right?
Yeah. So Elastic company as a company, they also have this product where they charge you money and they give support. They also have that.
Yes.
Right? I see nowadays I see a lot of .co. .co means is it India version on it?
Sorry?
Com was common. Nowadays I see a lot of website with .co. There's no M there. Like this
Okay.
elastic.co, right? There's no M. I mean, recently I started looking. I think this means it's from India. Does it mean that way? I'm not
No,
sure
no.
what it means,
Doesn't
but
mean that India.
this means no. Okay.
You might have seen the domain like AI, right? Have you seen domain like AI domains?
Yeah. A also. Yeah. I see it. All right.
So
So what
for
is a
each
CO? What does it
country,
mean?
the I can be,
Yeah.
I think it's a Dutch, if
Okay.
I might believe, if I'm not wrong. Even I'm
Okay.
not sure. I think it could be Dutch domain.
Okay. Yeah. I
Checking.
mean, just curious. I was just curious. Suddenly I see dot
So
.co.
usually
Dot. Yeah.
the earlier like people create a domain based on country. For example, if you take the AI domain, if you look for any AI company in the world, most of the them they have the AI domain suffix to it. But the AI domain belongs to a country called Antigua, I believe. Like IN
Hmm.
belongs to India, right? Likewise,
Yeah.
AI belongs to a different country. But as for the business, they to make it more relevant, they started to create inside the what is it called, the AI domain. But no need to think more about it. We will stop at this point because it's kind of non-relevant. So the last point we see is it comes under the family of a document store. So you might have known that recently most of the applications now is been moving towards a NoSQL family of NoSQL, and NoSQL database are primarily or broadly divided into 4 different categories. So they have the category of the document store, key value pair, and the graph, and whatnot. They have the column database. So I will give you example from each category. The document store, you might have heard about MongoDB or Couchbase.
MongoDB,
Your yeah, and your key value pair would be like your Redis or Memcache, and your white column thing would be like Cassandra or HBase. All these comes under the concept of white column, and your graph store comes under the family of Neo4j or OrientDB. All these are like different subcategories in which your NoSQL databases are primarily being segregated. But
so how do they take care of the transactions?
what is
Sorry to interrupt you, but how do they take care of those
yeah no
transactions,
no
which usually is so simple in SQL, right? Microsoft.
right. Your NoSQLs are not designed for transaction. For most of the NoSQLs are not designed for transactions.
Okay, I got it.
So let's cut through what is a definition of a transaction is all about. So a transaction is all about like if you make some operation or if you like to be in a simpler terms in banking. So if you transfer amount from person A to person B at any point of time or any point in a transaction time, if it gets disturbed, your whole transaction will be reverted or your state change will be preserved.
Right.
But your NoSQLs are not designed to handle that kind of use case because they are not asset compliant in nature. So if you have to be a database where your transaction has to be safe and without having, you should have some asset properties into it. Asset property is all about the
Okay. So
sorry.
they are going to stay, right? The SQL server and all they will stay because for transaction
Right.
they are still required. Okay.
Precisely. Say suppose we will have some example for the transaction. Assume that you have your account and you like to you have given your account information to your friend to purchase some product in the Amazon.com. If there is some offer in your cart and your friend is using your card to purchase it. At the same time, you are also using your card to do some transaction. At the beginning of the transaction, before both of you tend to access your bank detail, your bank detail has like 50,000 USD dollars, and your friend reach both at the same time, or hypothetically, yourself and your friend are performing a transaction at the very same time, and your friend likes to withdraw like $1,000 or wants to take $1,000 from your account, and you like to deposit $5,000. As per the logic, at the end of the transaction, we should have like 54,000, right? Because 1,000
Yeah.
be deducted and you're depositing 5,000, it be ideally 54,000. But as when he is about to begin transaction, his value is like 50K. He will detect and write 49,000. That is the value you will write back to database. At same time, you will also read your database at the same moment and you will see, okay, my current system value is like 50,000. You will erase that value and you will write 55,000. In both the scenario, we are having some sort of inconsistency. Do you agree with me?
Yeah. Yes.
Either the bank is getting affected or you are getting affected. If bank is not keeping your documents properly or the records properly, bank is gonna lose lose $1,000. Now your bank might lose that if you takes the transaction, the recent transaction made by you, or the 5 to 5K transaction, or else if they are considering the older transaction, again bank you are losing the amount because your entire 5,000 gets lost in the whole gamut. These kind of scenarios, people tend to attack it in the SQL world by using the concept of transaction, or in simple term, the table locking or the row locking. They tend to, if a particular transaction gets initiated, a record gets locked so that no other transaction can be performed at the same time. All these
Right.
complex scenarios are taken care by the SQL database. That's why we call it the ACID compliant. But here in NoSQL, which is like they are designed for a different use case. The use case is more about your availability, and it's more about what is it called? Analytics operation where you can't fit into particular memory. All these are like different scenarios or use cases in which your SQL, the NoSQL database is being originated, or is that's the reason it's got created. Clear? If you see
Yeah.
here, almost all famous applications in the world, they are using the Elasticsearch behind the scene. The one classical example which many people would have used, the Netflix and Amazon Prime and the Wikipedia, Stack Overflow, all these websites are using it. Can you think where they are using Elasticsearch, or you think you have used Elasticsearch without knowing it? Can you make some educated guess?
Why the Facebook will use Elasticsearch? There's the question, like kind of why eBay will use
Do you watch movies in Netflix and Prime and Amazon Prime?
Netflix here.
Yeah,
I
then you
watch that.
can think about some example from, it's very simple application. Unlike the other application, there are like a lot of components. In Netflix and Prime, the scope itself is very simple. Can you think like where they are using the ES behind the scene?
Oh, when you're
It's okay.
searching, when you're searching the 2-3 characters you put, and then it keeps suggesting you what
Exactly.
could be what you're trying to look. Yeah, okay.
Precisely. If you trace back the same experience to a search engine, a Google search engine, still you will be typing few characters, and you would tend to
Right.
get the autocomplete results in your Google search engine, and still you will be able to get the result. And I hope that you watch movies like Jurassic Park or Harry Potter earlier in
Yeah,
your part.
I've seen those
Okay.
movies. Yeah.
Reason I'm just pull that example is that both in Jurassic Park and Harry Potter, they have most of the suffix component. If you think for the Harry Potter, they have the Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, Sorcerer's Stone, and the Half-Blood Prince. Most of the time, we are super lazy. We don't want to give the exact name into the portal. We just type Harry Potter, and your system is able to search across all different variations of Harry Potter present in system. Correct?
Yeah, yeah.
The same scenario applicable to search engine as well, Google search engine. We don't to not provide a complete information about the title what we are looking or any search term. We just provide a clue to a system where it inherently tries to search and provide backs with the feedback or the possible option through which we tend to access it. So that's the beauty here. So all your search experience is being powered using the ES. This kind of search is something called full text search. We will see later part how to write queries of those sort, and how people are using that sort of queries. Even if you go platform like Amazon.com or any e-commerce portal like Best Buy, it's also the same. Your search experience is being powered using your ES or any search engine behind this picture. If you are searching for any laptop, HP laptop, doesn't mean that the word has to be very same. You will still able to get results from other variations as well, provided the word laptop is neat match, and still you get the possible answers for it. Now it makes sense, right? Where are they really using the real time basis? Not just
Right.
on the log analytics and these part, people are using the Elasticsearch for their application building activity as well, because these applications, Elasticsearch is being designed for the search. Unlike your normal database, where they speak about the persistence and the general operation, your ES is specifically designed for your search experience. That is the point to be understood. Clear?
Right, right. So one question is, every character you type, it keeps sending and doing the query at the back end and use CPU to do all those work. Every character
Come
you
again.
type.
Come
So
again, I
every
didn't get
character
you.
you type, yeah, yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
every character you type, it keeps sending the database some query, right? Every character you type, it sends some query to the database to give me the result or something. It does that. I mean, I'm just
Yes,
guessing.
right.
Oh, okay. Each character you
And
type and it makes the query. Okay.
yeah, how
Yeah.
it happens? All your search queries are performed in sub-second. What I mean by sub-second is
Right.
it might take like 100 millisecond or 200 millisecond to execute a
Yeah,
given
that's instant.
instruction.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So that is like you don't even notice that there's something happening behind the scene to cook up this because we type it very slowly and they purposely designed all the applications like TV. You don't have a proper remote. You have to keep what's called jumping around your characters in it. By the time they get very faster. Unlike in
Yeah.
computer where we type faster, but all other smart devices, we have to keep typing. By the time the search response is already back to the
More
user.
part. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know whether they made it intentionally for the TV, but they are utilizing this behavior, user behavior. It will take more time to do a type or something on the screen.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you take like Wikipedia Stack Overflow, wherever you type or search any article, that is also being powered using the search engine, your Elasticsearch search engine.
You're right.
Now we know that yes, anybody who wants to go to Elasticsearch, they claim it is very fast and they can make our life simple. But what makes it really so fast? If it is making some really fast, there should be something uh, rational which makes the system more faster, right? So it all boils down to the algorithm what has been powering the Elasticsearch. So your search experience and other parts is being powered using the algorithm as inverted index. Your algorithm is not the key essence here, but just to know that what is the algorithm here. And your all your numerical field and geo points are stored using a BKT tree algorithm. So this is the algorithm which makes your system faster, and obviously your horizontal scalability is also into the picture, which makes your search experience even more better because it tries to divide and conquer the data. Clear, right?
I don't know what is it. I don't have to know, right? What is that inverted, whatever you said. But
No worries.
it,
You
yeah, you have
just
just a concept.
understand a name alone. Anyways,
Right.
we'll revisit it because if I start what is the inverted index, and that itself will be like 1 hour session. We don't have to really jump into that now. Just
Okay.
understand what
Yeah,
makes
sure.
it so powerful. This is the algorithm, and that is a key takeaway we like to have it over here. Nothing more, nothing less. Because
Okay.
this is an introduction class, right? I don't want to
Yeah,
dump you with all the information. With there will be too much of information overflow problem. Then if I
right,
speak
right.
too much.
No, no, I agree. Say yes, say good, good. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be slow,
Now
but
let's
whatever you have. Yeah.
Yeah. Now let's understand what is the advantage or what made Elasticsearch more powerful. They have very good interactions or connectors with almost any big data platform. If you think of like Spark or Hadoop, they have very good connectors. So all the heavy compute will be done using Hadoop. You know Hadoop, right? Hadoop is designed to store, is designed to compute the operation. But if I have to search a result being performed using Hadoop, I don't have a platform. Likewise, same applicables for Spark. Spark can do a fantastic compute intensive job, but when it comes to search, again Spark would say, "Hey, I'm designed to compute. I'm not designed for search." So all the search results or the compute result will be stored back into ES through the connectors, and user will be performing search on top of it. So these sort of connector made the application even more powerful, and the even before that the ELK stack or the Elastic has come with both the backend. The backend means a different data adapter, which we call as a Logstash, and a beautiful UI counterpart. If you take like other application in the market, search engine exists. If you take example like Solar can do the same operation like ES, but they don't have a UI through which they can visualize and perform some operation or visualize or create dashboard. that has been compensated or that has been overcome with using your Kibana into the picture and connecting to a different data source. Again, there was a problem with the existing application. Here, the guys have designed your Logstash. They can understand Logstash or Beats family. They have both now, so they can interact with multiple systems, and they can take the data, transform the data, and it can push into back into ES. That is a beautiful part of using the ELK stack altogether. Clear?
Yeah. So where does it have its own database? Elastic have its own. It's like kind of. Is it a database or it uses some other database to store data, or it
Okay,
itself is a database?
very good question, which we will see in the next slide.
Yeah.
What is the key difference between a search engine and a database? In my opinion, or I will say the first disclaimer, which we everybody has to understand, you cannot
Yeah.
keep your Elasticsearch as your primary database. It is not designed to be your primary database. Point number one. I would say why, from my personal experience. If you refer to the documentation, they still to claim that, but the definition will not be so clear. I'll say from my experience. Once I was working in the ELK instance in my laptop, due to randomly my JVM got crashed. As your Apache Lucene, everything works on Java platform, right? I should also have some JVM platform in my computer so that I can run the code, correct?
Yeah.
Randomly, at that moment, my JVM got crashed. Because of my JVM got crashed, all the applications were running on top of JVM also got crashed. And Windows obviously restarted my JVM, and then I found that DS went down, and I restarted my Elasticsearch. Upon my surprise, all my data got lost. I didn't have much critical data, but all my series, because it's single node instance, right? You tend to have a failure if your data are completely stored. I just have
Yeah.
just the index name or the database name or and all I have, but nonetheless, all the data completely got lost. That was my realization point, saying that if I have my ES as a primary copy, in case of any failure or outage, I am supposed to lose my completely all my data, which is a threat to my business as well as for all my stakeholders, right? So that's why people tend to use ES as a secondary database. They have the primary database or the database which having their transaction which can persist without any problem. But ES they are using as a complementary system for searching activity. If you start understanding whether Netflix stores all the data in Elasticsearch, it's not true. Come only in Elasticsearch. They would have copy both in SQL as well as in the Elasticsearch. So your search endpoints will be hitting directly your Elasticsearch, and you will be able to perform operation because the main objective or the goal of ES is for the searching activity, right? So that is
Yeah.
the reason people are using only for search. But if you like to have the persistence or transaction, people are so clever. Like people design the application such a way that they have the copy and which keeps syncing in a real-time basis using the applications developed in-house, or they use something called CDC, change data capture. So I just opened my Kibana. I'm just going directly to the dev tool. The reason I'm going inside dev tool is to try out the different queries. So like you can think like a dev tool like a SQL Studio viewer or a Studio Manager or
Mhm.
SQL editor where we can write our queries, right? Here
Mhm.
as well, like dev tool allows you to write your DSL queries and help you to view the result coming back from the Elasticsearch. Clear?
Mhm. Yeah.
All right. So today we will be looking on few APIs which are like very critical in terms of its importance and the usage. The first API we will be looking is the cat indices API or cat indices, or I would say it's a more of a management API. Management API help us to do some basic activity in Elasticsearch. In that, the first is that the indices API, which is a very equivalent of a show database command. So when you run the show database command, it lists you the different database in SQL Server or any other database engine. Here in Elasticsearch, to list the different index present in Elasticsearch, we will be using the cat indices command. That is the first query we will be seeing here. The second query is that we will be understanding what is the node resource usage. What I'm referring to the node resource usage is that, for example, if you are working in a machine, how much CPU memory and all this consumption is given back by your the node command. Okay. Now let's look at our first management API, where we tend to do a get underscore cat slash indices. You might be thinking like what is get is all about. So if you go back to the concept where we learned about the REST API, REST API comes in 4 different flavors, right? Your get command is to get the data back from your server, and put is to create some resource or any initialize some resource into it, and post command is to send the data, and your delete is to delete some values in your Elasticsearch. Basically, all the verbiage on your leftmost part, get, post, and all, it all comes or it all belongs to the family of a REST API. Clear, right?
Mhm. Right. Yeah, I've heard those put and post and delete. Those are REST APIs here.
Yes. So I'm going to execute it now. Upon
So what is
execution,
this screen you have? This screen is a console. Kibana.
yes,
Kibana. Okay, you are on Kibana.
right. So on the given console, I have fired the query underscore cat slash indices with a question mark B, if you notice it. So question mark B is all about the verbose. It explains you that I'm trying to use a verbose command. If you remove the question mark B, the header will not be visible. If you see multiple headers in your in this given output, right? You see something called health, and you
Yeah,
have something
like
called
status,
status,
that.
index, and other information that will not be visible directly. Okay.
So if we say minus V, it shows the header also.
Yes.
Or
Now
question mark V.
let's, yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
question mark B. Okay. Now let's try to understand what is the output it is trying to convey to us. If you see on the third column, the index, it is very intuitive, saying that it displays the several index present in the Elasticsearch, correct?
Mm.
What and all indexes got stored, it is self-intuitive to explain that is happening. If you jump to the next column, the UID, it seems like a unique ID coming from Elasticsearch. Why there is a purpose of unique ID is that Elasticsearch internally uses this unique ID to communicate back with your Elasticsearch index. Clear? This will be the ID will be used by Elasticsearch internally for all its communication. Whatever the name we have provided is kind of logical name which we can understand easily. But yes, on the backend, it has to understand. It will understand all the requests by your UID. Clear, right? And next column we have something called PRA and REP. So PRA stands for a primary shard, and REP stands for a replication factor. So if you remember back the example we discussed yesterday for the shard, if you have 1000 data points or 10,000 data points, if you divide 2000 of each, then your shards can be present in your different computer, because shards will get distributed over the network. So the number of shards which is getting created is what is defined here. So here you see maximum 1, that is what you see, and your application factor is also 1. So why do you see
So
1
this
and 1 is
default
that?
chart.
Yes, right. By default, if you don't specify any value, the default value coming from Elasticsearch is that 1 shard and 1 replication factor. But if you like to modify the number of shard, you are free to make the change. Only at the absence of shared details coming from the user input, that will automatically assign the default value. That is the idea you have to think here. Got it?
Yeah, yeah. So you can change the shard value after you have created and, and put the data in the table. You can still shard it later, or it's only one time.
It is a one-time activity. You are sharding number of primary shard is an one-time activity, but your replica shards can be changed at any point in later, because that is not a critical data, right? So you can start even with 3 to 4 replication. Later you can try to make it 0. All these things can be done for replication factor. But for primary shard, if you have decided number of shard, or if you forget to make the change, either you have to reindex the complete data, or you may have to what is it called, delete and create the existing or create the index with the new details. Clear?
Okay. So here one more thing is primary is one and replica is one. So basically there are two, right? One is the primary and one is the replica. Does it mean like that?
Yes, you are
Or
right.
it's only one? Yeah, okay. Two. So there are two, right? With one replica.
Yes. Now there's a small question. Assume that users have like 5 shard, okay, 5 primary shard, and replication factor is equal to 1. How many shards does Elasticsearch have?
10 then.
Total number of 10, right?
I'm thinking 10, yeah.
You are absolutely right, because number of primary shard is 5, and if you take copy of each, you will have 5
Yeah.
different copies, and which
Yeah.
together forms you like 10 shard. Because that understanding is very much required, because here they speak about PRIs for the primary shard number, total of primary shard, and REPs for the replication factor. We should not get confused with that. It is a directly number of what is it called, replication or number of shard. You have to be very careful about that understanding. Clear?
Right. Okay.
And the next column we have something called document count, which is again self-intuitive, which explains number of document matching the given condition. I mean, for a given index, how many documents are present. After that, the docs deleted. It also conveys the information saying that number of the documents we have deleted from the given index. This will be mostly used by the audit trail when they have to check what is happening and how many documents got deleted. But it's kind of very rarely used feature. You don't have to really worry about the docs deleted. If in case there's a demand, we can use this feature. Clear?
Yeah, yeah. What is the doc count? That word or something is repeating 12,586 times, or what is it?
It is a individual document count. For example, if we have a JSON document which has like the following key value per name, age, address. Name, age, address is one JSON document. Likewise, if you have like the 1,000, then number of documents would be like 1,000 documents. Does not mean that word or any other parameter here. It is a proper JSON document.
We'll see. I
Clear?
mean, when we are doing more, we'll understand more. Yeah. Right now,
Exactly.
yeah.
I can show you one sample data here. In this sample data log, you see 14 data points, right? I'll show you how the representation looks like over here. So this is one document from all the way here to here. This is document number 1.
Right. It's one JSON file, right? Or it's like that.
Exactly, you are right. So coming back here, now let's try to understand like what is the other fields are referring here. You have something called store size, and you have something called PRA store size. Your store size is about its information gives you what is the total size occupied by the given index. which is inclusive of both primary shard and replication shard. Okay, and your PRI stands for only the primary shard. Clear?
Yeah.
And if you notice the values here, you will see identical values both on the primary and replication. Yeah, your total size is also the same, and your primary size is also the same. Any thought or guess like why the size is actually identical?
Node size and instances. Because we only have one primary shard
Okay,
and one replication. I don't know. That's what I can guess.
that is correct.
Yeah.
But why is the size is actually same? Your total size should be 2x of your primary, right? If you have 1 GB worth of data, if you take a replication by factor 1, now your total size should be 2 GB, right?
Oh, okay, that way. So why is it same?
Yeah, just make some random guess.
It's pointing to the same data, both of them pointers.
Uh, Slightly, but I will give you the explanation why is it what is it all about.
Hmm.
So, if you create a replication in the same machine, does will it make any importance or will it make any sense during the failure,
No,
Shira?
no, it doesn't make any sense then. You have to have a different machine then.
Right. Right now, what instance I'm using is that a single node instance. I'm not using a cluster. I'm using a single node instance. Here, my command of for my request of creating a replication is not satisfied because I don't have a different machine or a different node in the computer where I will create the replication factor. Clear, right?
Yeah. So it is actually storing only one because it knows that it's only one machine, so it's not duplicating this because you said it's not meeting the criteria.
Exactly. So the criteria what they follow in ES is that if you see a primary in a given node, a replication for that node will not be possible. As simple as that.
So one thing was when you say indices, it means that whatever it's like a database or what is all these indices? When you say indices, it it's a keyword, right? Indices, I think.
Right.
Index is a keyword.
So
So
it's
it is
nothing
showing
but
all the index.
you are
Yeah.
a database equivalent of a database only. If you have 5 database, we can call all these earlier indices here. Here people use the word indices, not database. The reason is that you are trying to index a document for a faster search. You are not actually storing it. You are indexing the document for a faster retrieval. That is the reason people call it the index, not database or some other name.
So one point came to my mind is that it is actually maybe there is another database as you said yesterday, and then it has an index which is pointing there on the secondary database. That's what it is storing and not the data.
Come again, Ashur, I didn't get that point.
Okay, so I'm saying that actually the data is lying in some other place, and this indices what it stores is a pointers to those data. Is it like that?
No. It is only on the ES side. So if you have your MySQL as a primary database, and it is nothing to do with your pointing part. It is only thing coming from the Elasticsearch world.
Elasticsearch. Yeah. Okay.
If you have your Elasticsearch installed in your computer, and if you create multiple index, it is all coming from your machine, not anywhere else. We have something called health and status. Now let's understand what is a health and status is all about. The health actually comes in three different thing, or what is it called? Three different type. One is your red and green and yellow. Very similar to the traffic system, more to some extent.
Yeah.
Let's understand the what is the health is trying to convey here. If you see a green color, everything works as expected. You don't have any problem or trouble in your given index. Everything goes as per the command or as per the usual logic. Okay. Now, if you notice yellow color, which means that it is not able to satisfy a property, or it is getting warmed up in your or index is getting warmed up. What I'm referring to the warmed up is that if you have your later, if you go to production, your index size might be like 10 GB, 20 GB, 30 GB. And when you turn off your Elasticsearch and restart it for any maintenance activity, your index will not be available ready-madely for use. It might get initialized or getting warmed up. They have something called running a warm-up queries. After the warm-up queries, say after a few seconds, your index will be available for your search operation. During the warming operation, the state will be in yellow color. Clear?
Okay. Yeah.
And other scenarios would be like if your Elasticsearch is not able to uh, match your requirement, even in that scenario, it will be yellow color. In this scenario, why do you see most of the index are yellow color? Can you think like what could be the reason for it, Nashara?
Because as you said, it's warming up, right? Just starting and doing
No,
whatever.
I started long time back. It's
So
almost
still
like
it's yellow
more than
color.
1 hour.
So maybe we
Yeah.
have not even given a single query yet, so it didn't go in this ready state yet. Because once the query comes, first query, maybe it becomes active and
No,
remove.
we have queried it, right? We queried the sample Kibana thing. It's already queried. It's not the answer.
Okay, so then why still it is in the yellow? Say yellow and some green. Maybe there is some issue, but if there is an issue, it will be red, then, right?
Sorry?
If there is an issue with the database, I mean the index, then it will be red. Will it become red?
Yeah. What two properties I have mentioned to you where you see the yellow status, Nashura? I said you will have yellow color during index warming up period. And the next property I mentioned, if it is not able to match the requirement or condition or constraint, even in that status, you will see the yellow color.
Okay. So
Now
after
I given you
configuration
the
for
clue.
tweaking, yeah, yeah.
Now I given you the clue of configuration. Can you try to build something on top of it?
I cannot guess. I mean, you said, but I cannot guess. Yellow, green, and there is a docs count. You can tell me what it is.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure. So you remember like we by default Elasticsearch has like one primary share and one replication factor, correct? That is
Mhm.
kind of a default argument. As per default argument, we are not
Oh, yeah,
we are not able.
I see the rep is all zeros there, and
Yes,
yellows are all ones. Okay.
you got the idea, right? Where
I
are we
got it,
heading
but
to?
you can explain. Yeah, yeah. Sorry. You can continue. You can tell me
So
what you were going to tell. Yeah.
exactly. So you are right. Whenever it is not able to match or it's not able to follow your instruction, even in that situation, the status would be on the yellow color. Still, you can query. There's no problem in that, but still is not able to match your requirement. That is a key takeaway. For
Okay.
example, we have this index here, right? What index shall we take, which is on the yellow color?
Mhm.
Okay, let's take the example of Beta Titanic. Okay, so I like to change the property name here and set it to. I'm just gonna set the replication factor equal to 0. Got acknowledge equal to true. I'm querying it back. And what is the status you see now?
You did for the yeah, green, right? Better green.
Earlier we saw it in yellow color, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
by default it had the requirement of one primary share and one replication factor. Now
Mhm.
that I have turned off the replication factor saying that you don't have to have a replication, So it was not having that configuration issue or the mismatch, and the status turned to be green color. Got it?
Yeah.
Any question till this point?
One question, I think I remember seeing Kibana wherever I saw. It was all graphical, and what you are showing is like a text. So is
Yes.
there two versions of the Kibana where you can have console and graphical?
No. So Kibana has like multiple things like discover,
Yeah.
visualize, dashboard, and lot of things. In which
Mhm.
our primary focus in today's class would be on the dev tool, where we'll be writing queries and executing it. In the later class, we'll be going and using all the Discover dashboard. We'll be doing that. For
Right.
today's class, or today like 1 or 2 class, our
Yeah.
goal is to know how to write the queries effectively. So visualization part will come later on top of it, because all the visualizations are done on top of the queries, right? So we will
Right.
understand this first, then we will jump into that topic. Got it? And next you see something called status equal to open and close. Now I'll explain you with one example for what is meant by open and close here. Assume that you have a bike, and if you are using that bike if you have turned on the bike, what is happening? You are putting your bike in idle condition. Now your bike
Mhm.
could consume your battery, your bike would consume your petrol or your fuel, and it
Yeah.
will also occupy some space in your garage. Do you agree with
Mhm.
me? All three
Yeah.
properties will be taken care if you uh, what is it called, put the bike in idle condition.
Mhm.
Instead, if you turn off your bike and if you keep it in your garage, it only occupies a space. It will
Yeah.
not take you it will not take you the fuel. It will not take you
Yeah.
by the battery. Do you agree with me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Likewise,
True.
there can be multiple scenarios in production where we may have to maintain the index based on a SLA agreement. A customer or a business might come and say maintain the log for 6 months worth of data. Now, after 6 months, there can be a constraint whether to delete or preserve the log data. If there is a requirement to preserve the log data, saying that okay, for all such activity, I need to only see 6 months worth of data. After 6 months of worth of data, if you like to archive it inside Elasticsearch, then we can use the option of the status to turn it off. If you turn off your index, what actually happens is that it will only consume your hard disk space. If you keep it in the open state, it consumes your CPU, it consumes your main memory, it also occupies some amount of space in your hard disk as well. Now you're able
Yeah.
to try map your example what we discussed some time back.
So it'll be
It is
making
like
the
more of like a archive engine.
yeah. In the hard disk, if it's occupying more, that will be because of the cache and all, right? Something it will be storing temporarily.
Come again on that.
So I was just thinking that if it is in open condition, it will have some more hard disk space because the cache, maybe. Like how browser put cache there for faster
Exactly,
retrieval.
yes. You are 100% right. Now let's go to the next management API, which is your cat node. So this gives you the IP address, what is my main memory, what is my the CPU, all the information pertaining to my system metric. It is now displayed back through the node. It is a very simple and effective command just to see what is the load of my instance running in the Elasticsearch. Clear, right?
Yeah, you only have one node now, right? Because you have only one machine.
Exactly, yes.
So if you have multiple nodes, will the IP address have different IPs, or how it'll work?
Yes, you will see a different IP address here. You will see different IP address, and all the utilizations will be completely different in that scenario. So coming back here, okay, now we will be seeing DSL queries or ways through which we will be able to create index, create document, read the document, delete the document and update the document. We will be seeing all these fundamental operations in Elasticsearch. Okay.
Yeah.
Here in ES, you have two ways in which you can create index. The first way is that you create the index, then you create the document inside it. That is style number one. The second style is that directly create the document. Your Elasticsearch will determine if the index is not present. It will create something for you by default. So we will have that example now. So I'm just gonna say put, let's say, a sample index. Said it got acknowledge equal to true, and the index name is something called sample index. Now if we query back with the cat indices 1, you will see the sample index got populated here.
Kibana sample or sample index. It's in yellow.
Now
So
the
it's
index got created, but your number of document inside it is actually 0. Clear?
Yeah.
This is way number 1.
So this database got created, like a kind of database is created with no tables or no data in
Exactly, yes. There is one more way in which you can create index, which is like directly indexing document. Now I'm just going to use a different name, sample index -1 underscore doc. Document ID is 1. I'm setting it explicitly, and I'm just saying name. I'm going to execute this command, and it says it got created. Now let's verify through the cat indices. Do you see this row here?
There is one row, yeah. So what is this underscore doc? That's the way you post it?
Yes, right. I'll come to that point. But you got the idea, right?
Yeah,
So
I think
in order to create an index, there's one is create the index and you index a document normally, or when if this is command to create the document, which we'll see the next. So either we can index a document directly. Elasticsearch will go and check if the index is not present. That will create one for us for sure.
with that name, what you put it with.
Yes, that is a key takeaway message. Now, let us see how to create the document. We will use the sample index what we got created earlier. Now, as I'm gonna create some document, I'm sending my resource from my client side to server side, right? During that time, I will be using my post command because I have to package all my body of the data. So I'm just using the post as the index name underscore doc. So this underscore doc will be deprecated in future release. And there is a reason what is meant by underscore doc is all about. It is called something called type, index type. Earlier, when people started the Elasticsearch, for each index, they had multiple type, like the way we had in SQL database, right? You have a database. In each database, you will have multiple table, right? Likewise, people have model having saying that for each index, you will have multiple types. And people tend to confuse that with the SQL to a lot, and it was creating lot of anti-design patterns in Elasticsearch because your SQL supposed to work in like the normalized fashion. Your NoSQL database should work in denormalized fashion. What I'm referring to the denormalized fashion is that it is okay that your data gets repeated, but your data should be available locally. The reason why it should be available locally is that if your data is present in a different machine, in order to access the data, you may have to do network calls to make that happen, right? So that might make the system performance deteriorate. So in order to mitigate that, they try to keep all the data local as much as possible. Anything pertaining to that data, they don't have concept of join because join also will try to go to a different table, right? Here in ES, your shard itself is getting distributed. If you do a join or if you have join like feature, now you may have to spend more time on for the network call. That is the reason they try to have the data in denormalized fashion. They remove the concept of type completely. From version X, you don't have the underscore doc itself. You can only index a document directly. Clear?
So now this is obsolete now.
Yes, it's almost obsolete. If you try here, you see the obsolete thing. You will be coming here. You're getting a warning message. Like you can even type about. So you see right about the removal of type. They made the decision on 18. Soon, within few months, they will completely removing from the version 8. You see that?
Version 8. When did the version 8 came? Last year, 2019?
No, it's yet to come. Now it's in 7.13.4 or 7.13.5. 8 is about to come.
So it took some
Because
years.
many people, sorry?
It took some years. It was in 2018.
Basically, they are treating this as like an enterprise application, because lot of people or lot of enterprise got adapted to the Elasticsearch. They have defined the system and everything is running. If they randomly come and say in a version that I'm not going to support your index completely, the type completely, that is going to break lot of the system. So they are slowly propagating the changes in each and every release. Earlier they allowed saying that you can have only one index, one type for given index. Earlier they had multiple. That was the first thing. Now the later version they have started to throw the warning saying that you do not have the concept of type itself. In future release, type will be completely deprecated. That is how they take the changes progressively. Now after that I'm specifying what is a document ID here, and after that I'm just defining my key value pair or my JSON document. My JSON document, it contains the name, ELK, and the company is the Elastic. That is how we create the document. Okay. Now this is one way of creation document where we specify the document ID explicitly. There is one more way in which we can create the document, which is without specifying the document ID. I'm just removing the document ID from this equation, and I say something here as something called Logstash, and I come and change the value. It all comes under the family of Elastic as well. I'm executing it. See, now the ID got created on its own.
You said, what was the change? You said Elastic in the ID.
Earlier I provided my document ID. Now I didn't specify my document ID at all.
It generated. Okay. Yeah.
Auto generate the auto generated ID.
Yeah.
We will create one more to see if there's significant improvement in allowing Elasticsearch to generate its own document ID. We will see how. I'm just gonna change this name to.
There are more advantages.
Now I have created 3 documents. One with document ID 1 without any document random document ID, and this is without any document randomly populated document ID. So we have 3 document ID. Do you agree with me? Sorry, 3 documents. Now let's try to query the data back from the system. We are not going to learn any complex query. Simple query. Get a sample index 1 and underscore search. This is an alternative for a select star. Upon running this, I will see 3 documents got populated in my screen. Do you see 3 documents? We have ELK Elastic, Logstash Elastic, and FileBeat Elastic. If you notice the line number, let's notice line number 30, 30 and 41. Not 30, 31 I believe, 31 and 41. Do you see any similarity between the ID?
In the second part, in the first part, the last 5 digit or 5 digits is same, and in the second part,
You are almost right.
6 digits is same in the
Right.
second part.
So now it is very evident that whatever we called as the random ID, it's not random ID as in the whole. There is some sort of a pattern exists in the way Elasticsearch creates its document ID. Do you agree with me?
Yeah.
Because if it's supposed to be random, it should be completely randomized. Now I see is a lot of substrings getting matched. Okay,
Yeah.
if substring is in match, it is directly evident that there is some sort of pattern exists or there is some small theory behind it. All the ID or I mentioned sometime back, it is better to leave Elasticsearch to determine its own document ID for performance issue. The reason for that is that the ID which got generated from the Elasticsearch, this ID contains the following information: the timestamp, the index name, in which node the given data is present. All these data are stored inherently inside this document ID, and that is why we should allow Elasticsearch to have its own document ID. If we are specifying it manually, then ES has to keep a bookmark of what is your ID and the equivalent of random ID which gets created in the Elasticsearch. So this will avoid the overhead for you. Got it?
There's one more step. If we create our own, there's one more extra step for it to search.
Sorry, come again. I didn't get that point.
Yeah, no, I'm saying that if we give an index number ourselves, then Elasticsearch has one extra step to do.
Okay. Now we know how to create the index in two fashion. One is by explicitly using the put command, and another is using the post command, which is the document creation, which is the on-the-fly index creation. That is like two ways. And also we know how to create document with document ID, without document ID. That is
Yeah, one
the
question came to my mind. One question came
yeah.
to
Go
my
ahead.
mind is put and post. Put and post. Both are actually creating a new entry there, right? Put is actually making a database then, right? The query, no, not the database, the index. Put is making index and post is making.
So things apart coming by even before going into Elasticsearch thing, if you start understanding what is or when we have to use the put command and post command in REST API,
Yeah.
so put command would be used whenever there is any sort of a resource to be initialized from the user end. What I meant by resource initialization is that if you want to create any object or any file, people tend to use the put command. The post command will be used when you have to transfer some data back to the server. For example, if you have to transfer a username and password, people tend to use the post protocol. That people tend to do, they use the post method. Or from REST API, if you like to send some data back to the server, even that time we will be using the post command. So in this post command, we are actually transferring two details, the name and the company. Do you agree with me? That is the reason you see the post is being used. Put will be used without any sort of data being sent. It will just do simple resource initialization, nothing more, nothing less.
Okay, so you cannot send something like JSON there in the put.
That is not possible. The next API we looked at the underscore search. The underscore search is all about searching the data back from the Elasticsearch, which is a very equivalent of the select start statement. Now, let's see how to delete a given index. Now we have two index. One is sample index and sample index -1, right? Now let's create a, now let's see how to delete the index directly. In order to delete the index directly, I will be using the delete command and I say sample index. Upon execution, it says it got acknowledged. And if I refer my indices command back again, now my sample index will not be present.
Yeah.
You see here, it got completely went away. I have only sample index -1.
So it's deleted.
Okay, this is the way through which I'll be deleting the given index. If I have to delete only a particular record in my whole index, that is also pretty straightforward. Sample index -1 slash underscore doc slash 1. I'm going to delete the document ID 1 here. If I run this command, particular document got deleted. Now, if you query the system, you will see only two documents will be available. One is your Logstash, which has the name Logstash, and another it has the name of Elastic. The file bit. Got the idea, right?
Right. The first one which you had given ID got deleted, right?
Yes, right. Because I explicitly picked up what is the ID I like to delete. If you want to delete this document now, I need to have this document ID, Control C, and I'm putting it over here. If I check the data, now I see only one document which will be visible in my screen. Now, let's try to understand. We saw about creation, reading, and deletion. The only one thing we left over is the update operation. So the update is what is update in Elasticsearch world. So whenever you do a update is equal to always delete plus create. The reason why we delete and create is that all the data whichever you index in Elasticsearch, it's all of like immutable in nature. So have you heard about the concept of immutability, Nashira? Like, have you heard about that by chance?
Yeah. In programming, I have heard this immediately. You cannot delete, right?
Yes.
Immutable means you cannot delete that data or whatever that is.
It is not about the deletion. It is all about you cannot modify the value. For example, if you have
I know. I think there was in C++ or somewhere where the text is immutable, right? So when you change, I think it deletes and creates. You're right. Yeah. I think I got. I know this
yeah,
in
right,
C++ this happens. Yeah.
right.
Okay.
In Java, they use this famous thing. Strings are immutable in nature. That's a very
Yeah.
famous interview question. Why? The reason
Right.
it's like immutable, you can like if you define string name equal to hello, that is an immutable object. At the next line, if you try to come and say name equal to Nashira, that will work, but your earlier memory object of a reference will still exist. For the word Nashira, it will create one more memory of reference. It will not make the change at the same place. That is a
Yeah.
key takeaway. Got it?
Yeah. So in C++, the pointers will have the old values, right? It will not be refreshed.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah.
That is like more of like optimal way.
Right. Okay.
And now we have like two kinds of updates. Let's try to have that behavior now. So now I'm gonna use let's take the example of document ID one. I'm again inserting this document ID. Okay. Now it got created. Now I'm just gonna change the name from ELK to Elasticsearch.
The same ID.
Yes. I'm using the same post command to make that happen.
Yeah.
I'm entering here. Now it says it got updated. Correct? If we retrieve the data back again, now would be Elasticsearch, Elastic, and FileBeat Elastic. Got it?
Oh yeah. Second, when you change, you made it what? File bit? Oh no, you made it Elasticsearch. Okay.
Yeah,
So
maybe
there are
let
two.
me change back to Elastic. That will also will be clear. Now we have. Now I'm gonna modify the name to Elasticsearch to Elastic.
Elastic. Oh, Elastic. Okay.
Modified. I'm searching onto it. Now, do you see the output here?
Yeah. Elastic. It became Elastic.
Clear, right?
Yeah.
What is happening here?
Mm-hmm.
Now let's try to do the next type of update. I'll just open you one thing. Now I'm gonna remove the word elastic completely from this part, and let's say I'm just gonna type the name Amazon. Now what do you think will happen now? You understood what is happening here?
I mean, you can tell, but I am seeing like visually that it became Amazon when you changed to Amazon.
Yeah. If you notice that I thought, there can be two things that it happened. One thing, what is that? I had to field name and company. When I overridden
Yeah.
by the concept of the so-called the name directly here, I'm having a problem. I'm just changing the company name. It is eating only the company name. The other records are completely vanished. So this is one kind of a update operation available in Elasticsearch. So if you like to have a different behavior where I like to update only the particular value, that is also possible. Here in this example, let's say file beat is there, right? If I like to modify only the file beat to file beat hyphen elastic, how am I supposed to do that? Let's see a simple syntax for that. And I'm just gonna change sample index hyphen 1, and the value I like to do is the file bit Elasticsearch, and I like to change it by the constraint here of Elastic.
Company, there's no company. So it serves both name and company for this Elastic, or you will say company,
Sorry?
right? You will say
Sorry?
company. No, you are saying Elastic company keyword. Okay, company keyword.
So now I'm modified the name equal to file bit equal to Elastic, because that is what I like to change. And what is a constraint I like, a var clause, the update operation I'm performing here. Now it says it got updated.
You say query there, right? And that's like a where you said.
Yes, right. No need to go into that, but you just try to get the big picture. I will show you one more syntax as well. So now the key takeaway here is that if you like to make some update operation, it is very important that you completely have all the data and make a change accordingly. So if you don't have that flexibility with you, if you like to modify only a particular field, then you may have to use the update or update by query, which will go and modify only the present value inside it. Even that API inherently will try to delete the existing value, take a copy of the other field and modify the newer field and try to index it. It is doing all the things behind the scene which we don't notice. But as I mentioned, update operation is all about delete and create. Got it?
Mm. So when it creates a new one more question was it will be the earlier data will be garbage collected, right? That will disappear
Yes,
after some
right. You're 100% right. Yeah, GC will come into the picture whenever it notices that the data is no more relevant. Again,
time.
GC will not be called frequently. So whenever it reaches a particular threshold, that will be invoked.
Okay.
Here and ES, you can call your GC explicitly, but it's not recommended to do in that fashion.
Right. It might be having its own way to do that, right?
Yes.
Yes. That's better to do, right? Let it do it on its own.
Yeah. So we will see about this few of the use cases in later part about GC and impact of GC in it. We will understand more about it.
I'm not that much familiar with Linux. I mean, I learned, but not that much. So I may not know all the commands there.
No worries. I'll help you in that.
Yeah.
It's pretty straightforward only.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is the Ubuntu 20. Yeah.
Okay. Can you do a refresh? Let's see that disk is into the picture or not. Okay. Now I think you may have to attach existing disk. Now we have created the disk, I believe. Now you have to attach the disk to the operating system.
Okay. How do I do that?
You see the option called attach existing disk. So that is click on it, please. No. This is a different story. How do I attach to the existing one?
We already did create and attach.
Yeah, we did. Oh, okay. I think now it should be visible. Just go to your machine. I think it's already associated. I'm just confusing. Type LSBLK without space.
Without
Yes, you got the 100 GB. You see the STC, right?
mm-hmm.
Okay, your disk got attached. Now it is without any partition. Now you just type sudo mkdir
Make directory
space and you type slash data
like this or forward
forward
slash.
slash. Forward slash. In Linux, it's always a forward slash.
So in the root, you're creating a directory data.
Yeah, right.
We are where we are.
Data.
Yes. So I should go there.
1 second, I will say the command. 1 second.
Okay.
I will say a few commands in the partition. You may have to run those. After you run those, you will be able to create those. I'm sending in the chat window.
Okay.
If you keep it, put it in your Notepad++ or somewhere, you will do it one by one.
Okay.
Okay.
That was part of this.
Sorry?
Okay, so this is a command, right? UUI. Okay.
Yeah, you just after running, I think you may have to copy few more commands I've sent you.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll start with.
Okay, yes. Hold on. Okay, STC. Okay, perfect. Make a gpart extended file system script STC 100%. Okay, go ahead. So what you're trying to do is that you are just trying to format the disk.
Okay. Okay. So it's raw right now.
Yeah, right.
So that fast.
That will be just few seconds.
Okay. Yeah, it done. I think I did that.
Yeah, the next command, you just have to replace STC one, right? You just have to type only to STC because your hard disk name is just STC. Done. Copy it. Now your hard disk actually got mounted.
Hmm.
You just have to making a permanent change to your partition. That's what we are trying to do.
This BLK ID. Okay.
Yeah, the block ID. So now for STC, you see some number, right? The last one. Can you copy that and replace in the place where you see the ID? You see UID something, right? Just have to change that.
Okay.
And change instead of data drive, change to disk slash data. Okay. Now you just have to go to your terminal. I'll say one command. You just have to go inside that.
So I did copy this.
Yeah, no. Before that, we just have to go do one more thing. Just have to open your what is it called FS tab actually. Sudo nano.
What did you say?
Nano. I think it's there in the chat window as well. If you want, you can click it.
Nano. Oh,
So,
yeah.
sudo nano etc fs tab. Yeah.
Oh, that is the text editor. Nano.
Yes, right. Come to the last line. Come click on the use your arrow button and come to the last line. Don't do this editor is very sensitive, so be careful. So copy the text at the bottom. Means come outside your thing and copy the complete.
This one?
Yes. Control C, copy, and go to the editor and type Control Shift V. Okay. Try doing explicit copy. Is it not working for you?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Now type Control O, enter, Control X,
Control H as your house, right?
XX, exit, the X, like the X-Man. Okay. So what we did is that first initially we ran few commands to format the hard disk, point number one, and then we specify like what is the file system are we interested, that is point number two. When we applied the sudo mount, the hard disk got mounted, like the way when you insert a pen drive in the computer, it will get auto mounted, right? So we are mounted, but there's one natural limitation till that step is that every time when you log into the computer, you may have to do the mount operation, which is kind of like a pain. We expect the hard disk to be attached every time default, right? That is why we added the data in the FS tab. And you do go and add the information in the FS tab, your job is actually pretty straightforward. That is what the whole crux here. Got it, right?
Be available every time you boot the machine.
Yeah, right. Now it will be available. Now type df-h. df data partition. What the full name? I forgot the df.
daf minus
H. H for human readable format. All right. You see the bottom, right? You see the data used is 1%. Earlier, you didn't see anything on like that. It was like something very different. Only at the when you type lsblk, the list block command, you were able to see that. Now it is coming in your partition table directly. Perfect. Now we have done the first level. Now you just have to go inside the folder series/data.
There's nothing there, right?
Yeah. So you may have to do one thing. Just type sudo mkdir and space elk-data, because we're gonna create the elk-data. Okay. Now let's go and download the Elasticsearch from this machine.
So I should go to the ELK data, change directory, no, right? Just make
it is not required. We just have to do a few things.
Okay.
Just go to the official website and download the Debian one. Just go to the official website.
For my Windows machine, right?
Yeah, you can just have to copy the URL. That is all. Just go to type Elasticsearch download. The first link, the bottom, download Elasticsearch.
Yes.
Yeah. So you may have to download, change the platform from Windows to Linux. Now we have to choose
the Ubuntu. So which one to select?
You just have to select Debian. You see Deb, right?
Yeah.
This one, X. Just here, the R64 x86. Okay, so select that. This is 13, not the 32-bit. Okay, all right. Now you just type. You see the download button, right? The download symbol on the top.
Yeah.
No, that one before that.
Okay, yeah.
Right click.
There are three here, right?
Yeah, that is different. You just right click on it.
Yeah.
Copy. Yeah. Now go back to the thing.
What it link? Okay, this.
Now
so
just have to go type a wget.
URL. I think is it that? No, right?
Wget or curl? What should do? I think the wget would be better.
Wget. Okay, wget. And copy their whole thing.
Let's copy the link. That's it. Enter. Now we are taking 7.15.1. Okay, you just have to
read permission.
sudo. I think just have to change the file permission. Okay, all right, we can change it. Do a sudo for time being. We'll recursively change the property. It's even required. Okay, now type sudo space dp
DP.
D for dolphin, P for parrot, K for king, G for girl.
Oh, D package. Okay.
Yeah, space -I, which is for install, space Elasticsearch. It just autocomplete for you. Just tab it.
And we are in the data folder. That's good, right?
We will. There's a reason for it. I'll say it later. Just no, not required. Just
No, no, I'm just
tab.
talking. I'm
Okay,
copying
okay.
it for me.
You already copied. I believe the link is already copied.
Yeah. This is good. Just enter.
Tab it. You just have to tab it because there is a
Oh,
enter. Enter. Now your Elasticsearch got installed. Job is
okay.
done. So not restarting, please execute the following command to restart. So can you run these two commands? Sudo systemctl daemon reload and enable Elasticsearch service. You see
You
at the
have it here.
top? No, in the screen. In the black color screen, you see the
Mhm.
option after installation. You see setting up Elasticsearch 7.15.1. Not
Oh,
starting an installation. Please execute the command to configure the service to start using systemd. You see that command, right? After that, you see some sudo command. Do you see that?
so get the following command to configure Elasticsearch start out using system. Oh, yeah, this one.
You just saying that refreshing your service
Yeah,
history and
and
saying
it will
that
make it. Okay, okay.
exactly yes.
CTL.
And you have to write this copy second card, the next command as well. System sudo system cpl start. Yes.
1, 2, 3. 3 commands. This is
It's trying to cooperate. Usually the first two are the only one time. This is
mm-hmm.
also a one-time command because you are
Mm-hmm.
starting the service for the very first time.
Yeah.
Usually when you start the computer, it will automatically will be working for you. Now
Okay,
you
to start the
need
service. Yeah.
now type curl space localhost colon 9200.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
you are
it's running.
done.
Okay.
Now you just have to make a few modifications to the configuration file so that you don't have any problem in future. Now you
Okay.
just have to type sudo nano slash
I like
etc.
VIM.
Okay, you can go with VI. If you're comfortable
We
with
might
it, it's on
flash etc.
slash Elasticsearch,
Data.
tab it, tab it. Yeah. Now tab it once again, double tab it. Just to see a different. Is it not working?
Not no.
Okay, I think
Give me
it's
some
not having it. Just type elasticsearch.yml. I think that should be a property if I'm not wrong.
Elasticsearch. Oh, my YAML file.
Yeah, .yml.
But it would have created there, right?
Yeah, it
Oh,
will
it's
create it.
created.
We just want to open that. That's all. Come down, scroll,
I'm
change the color,
just
please.
keep it here. Bigger. Oh, we already made that. Okay.
We made it. Okay.
So escape insert. Okay. So where do you want me to?
You see something called data, right? Path.data. Do you see that?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Instead
this is
of var lib, you just have to replace slash data ELK data. If we have created a folder, right? We just have to change the name alone.
Slash ELK.
No, slash data. You just have to refer the mount point.
I'll
Slash.
remove that. Yeah. That's it. That's
ELK,
the
ELK hyphen data. ELK hyphen data.
and remove this whatever is there.
Yes. What we are trying to do is that we are changing the default location to the current location. The reason why we are doing so is that I mentioned your problem, right? When the hard disk gets filled by 95% or 90%, it will not allow you to do any operation. In order to make your work very cleaner, I'm just changing the real location upfront so that you don't land up in that problem in future. If you are doing a very huge exercise, during that time it will buy to left, right, center. In order to overcome that, I'm just changing this property upfrontly. Now escape colon WQ. That is what the exit command, right? I have the muscle memory, you know.
Yeah, that's the command, right?
Okay, done. Now we just have to do two important change. Now do ls yeah. Now if you see the ELK hyphen data, the what is it called? The permissions for the data folder and the group is all the root, right? We may have to change to Elasticsearch. So in order to do that, we just have to type sudo ch1 hyphen r capital R hyphen capital R ELK hyphen data tab always tab it and space Elasticsearch. Sometimes the order might wait. Just type Elasticsearch alone. I think the order is no. You just have to erase this. Just type. I think the other way around, Ashra, I believe. You just have to type the username and the folder name, I believe. Sometimes I get confused with it. Yeah. Sudo hyphen ch1 hyphen r and it just type. Just give it enter. Let's check it out. Give enter. That will. Okay. You just have to change the location alone. Change the ELK. Put the ELK data to the last, and everything else should do the job.
Search Elasticsearch before that.
Yes, right.
And ELK data.
Yes, right.
Right.
Now type sudo and change the group as well. You have to change the group property. grp, not in this type. grp, same hyphen r, and Elasticsearch. Yeah.
So now it's taking the config file, reading that path and all that data and.
Right. If this works properly without any error, then we are good to go. Or else the service will fail actually at this moment. Now type curl localhost colon 9200.
So that's the port for the ELK.
Yes.
9200.
Now let's verify it even more. Just type ls-ltr.
NPR.
Just type to ls-ltr also. Can you try going inside the ELK folder? Just type sudo ELK data. You will verify it whether it is created or not. No, just type it normally. Just can I think you can go. Just type cd ELK data. ls. Okay. Yeah, I think it got created. In the node folders is there, then you are good to go. I think we have covered Nashida.
Oh, there is one. Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah. Right.
Hello.
You can hear me? Yeah. You can hear me? Hello?
1 second. Yes, I can hear you. What about you?
Okay. I can hear you, yeah. I can hear you.
So now we have install the Elasticsearch. But my
Yeah.
question is, how are you gonna interface with the system, Ashura?
Will have to install that Windows kind of thing on this, right? I will install that. I mean, if you know
Which one?
something fast, I don't know. I'll have to search on Google only. Or if you know something, I can do it now.
No. My question is,
Yeah.
like you have installed, like we will install Kibana as well. Your Kibana will be running. My question is, in order to access the Kibana and Elasticsearch, would you
Yeah.
be using the public IP address of this machine, or do you have a like sometimes in office account they have the RTP, they directly tunnel to this machine and they'll be able to access it. How are you trying to handle this case? Do you have any idea on that?
No. My office, I don't have anything. This is like MSDN, right? So this is separate from there. But I have some dollars which I can use on this, but it's not connected to my office account. So I'll have to do whatever you say.
Okay, no worries. I just want to get clarified. Suppose if you have a
Right.
different approach, the better approach is
Yeah.
that doing the
Yeah.
complex RTP that requires a different step. But let's do a
Yeah.
simple way to accomplish it. Now let's
Yeah.
download Kibana as well.
Okay.
Just type
So I go
to
to Windows,
just
right?
go to Windows and type the same thing, Kibana download. So one important thing you have to keep a note on is that if your Elasticsearch now your version is 7.15.1 is your version. The same version of Kibana only you have to also choose.
So how do you find version? Is there some command to find?
You type curl hyphen
Oh,
curl.
yeah, there it says, right? It shows you that. I saw that. I think here it showed, right?
Yes.
6.8
No.
compatibility 7.8. Yeah.
Version,
Yeah.
the fourth line or fifth line.
Yeah. Okay. I got it. Okay.
It is
So
7.15.1.
yeah.
In Kibana also you have to select the same 7.15.1. If you choose something less, it will not work. So that is a thing we have to observe here.
So maybe I should put here 715. Kibana
No. Just now the official website. If you go to official website,
Yeah.
that will take care of you. No worries.
So here it says 715.
I just go inside that. Yeah, go.
Install on Windows.
No, I think go to the Kibana download page. I think just go to the top. You see a page. Yeah, go there. It's better. Change the platform to Debian.
64.
Yeah.
That's the only option.
Yeah. Likewise, right click on the blue box and copy link.
wget
And sudo
I should be
wget.
the ELK data.
Come out, please. Sorry. Here I've come out. You will not have permission actually. Yeah. Sudo wget and paste the link. This is what I like with the Azure. The downloads will be like super fast.
Yeah.
Okay. Now the same command sudo dpkig -i Kibana blah 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 that 15.1 dp. You're spelling this incorrect.
DPK. Yeah, DPK.
Debian -i and Kibana K and your tablet will auto complete for you. Yes.
Okay. So that's okay. And this is installing that. Right? Yeah. DPK.
Yes.
Shall I install later desktop or anything, or it's not required, right?
It's not required. You will not do much of this.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll keep it like this one.
Yeah. If you want to do a more sophisticated one, I will say a plugin that will make your life much easier.
Yeah.
You'll be able to access your computer from your Chrome itself. There's a Chrome plugin. I'll say you one second.
Yeah. We can do that, yeah. Then we don't have to log in and do all this.
I think it's done. Okay, all right. So we just have to change property in your Kibana.yml. Now your Kibana will be up and running, but you will not able to access it. Okay.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. That's good. Right. I cannot access this, you said, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So we have to change a property because by default that will be allowed only within a local computer, which means the only local host will be working. So if you have a
Okay.
laptop, then
Yeah.
you can directly go to your browser that will be working. As we
Okay.
have installed a remote computer, we may
Mhm.
have to change one property which will allow the remote access. That is a
Okay.
small property we may have to change. So in
Okay.
order to do that, sudo the editor of your choice, Vim or Nano, /etc/kibana/kibana.ym.
Remaining. Okay. You're remaining in the data, right? Okay. So you
Yeah,
go
that Vim editor or VI or Vim,
Vim is
whatever,
good. Yeah. Vim. Yeah. Okay. And
slash
Kibana.
slash
That is good.
etc
Yeah.
slash kibana. Okay. In that
Search.
you see something called server host, right?
Uh, this
Go
color is so big.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
Let me start from here. How do you search in
yeah.
this? There is a search, right? Anyway,
Vim, right?
I think server public. This is server dot public
No, no.
page.
Go up, go up. It's on the line number 5.
Okay. Well, default is localhost.
Come down,
Okay.
come down.
This one. This one.
Server host. Yeah, just type delete. Means you just have to escape and you just have to
The whole
insert.
line. The whole
No,
line.
no, no.
Delete.
You just have to remove the pound symbol or what do you call
Oh,
the
I got it. Okay.
the hashtag.
Yeah. Yeah.
Change it to instead of localhost, change it to 0.0.0.0 4 zeros by having a dot on top.
What does that mean actually? 0.0.0.0. Anything on the or is equivalent to localhost, or
No, no,
what
no.
is it?
So when you type localhost, it's only within computer, or
Yeah.
else you can give the IP address if you know the IP
Mm,
address of the machine. But we
mm,
are super lazy. It's very hard to find the IP address. Instead, what
yeah.
you do is you type 0, which means you bind to the IP address of the machine target. For example,
Mm,
if the machine IP address is 134 dot something something,
mm,
that will be
mm.
binding automatically. That is the beauty. Now
Oh, okay.
you just have to type save it uh, :WQ.
But no port number here, right? Just the 0.0.0.0.
Now you
Okay.
just have to change this property. You don't have to change the problem. No, no.
Oh,
Okay, okay. Just
no, no. Escape. I press escape.
uh, this Nano overcome this limitation actually.
Okay. I
See,
never
you will
used
have
that. Okay.
you have all the commands at the bottom. You never forget.
Oh, yeah. It shows you in the
Initially,
bottom, right? So,
initially I thought, okay, why is the hell Nano works in this fashion? But after that,
yeah.
okay, let me use Nano. It saves my time.
Yeah, I know. I'll have to check that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I saved it.
Now type sudo service Kibana restart. So
So
one
now it
quick
will automatically
question.
start every time. Every time it will start
Yeah,
automatically.
yes. One question,
Okay.
Ashura, you will be turning off this machine after you use the instance, right? Or you
Yeah.
will be keep running it?
No, no, no. I will turn it off because
Okay,
it's expensive one. So I'll turn it off
yeah,
when I'm doing my practice. I'll start every time whenever I want to do
okay. Why? Because we didn't secure the instance set. Secure instance. Anybody
it.
who has access to the IP accidentally
Yeah,
or some way or the other, they can still
yeah,
able to access your machine. That is why I was still worried. Okay, all right. If you're turning
okay,
it off, there should not be a problem. Now you have the
yeah,
public IP address of this machine, right? You had from your
yeah,
Azure portal, right?
yeah.
Can you just copy that and put it in your browser and type :5601.
Yeah. But this keeps changing every time I start my machine. The IP changes.
No worries.
I'm
That's why we added. No worries. That's why we added the 00, right? This is the
yeah.
advantage.
Okay. So I copied this IP.
And go to your browser and type browser URL.
Browser, right?
Yeah, just type paste it.
No, didn't I copy?
Okay, I didn't copy properly.
Copy to keyboard. Copied. And
Colon
visualization 9200. Okay.
colon 5601. That's your Kibana port.
5601. Okay.
Hmm. Any effect is happening? I don't see that. Is it even loading? Or how is
Not doing anything.
okay? Let me check.
Oh, that came back with change the proxy and the firewall.
Okay. Okay, now let's verify it. Go to your command prompt and the Windows command prompt. We will check whether we are able to access it. Not the Windows command prompt. You keep this one as it is.
Okay, another one.
Just,
Okay.
I will check whether the machine is accessible from outside.
Yeah.
Just type ping and the IP address. This is there, then you are good, or else we may have to find a different option. Ping and the IP address.
Yeah.
IP
That
address.
was a copy. I was trying to copy the briefing.
Okay.
So yeah, it doesn't look like it's accessible.
Yeah, that is the root cause.
Firewall or
Oh,
something we'll have to check.
I think we may have to open a port, I believe. I think by default they block the port 22 as well as the 5601. Okay, just go into the management
Or
console. We will management console and set the Azure
management.
one. I think my refresh rate is slow. That is fine. Okay. Now where do I change the port?
Firewall, what do you? I can search here. I mean, what is firewall?
There will be something called inbound policy and outbound policy.
Yeah. I know that. That is in the network.
Yeah. Add. Okay. Hold on. Okay.
Here somewhere.
I saw that property. Just go back. Just type network colon. I think you add everything here.
Yeah.
Hold on. Hold on. It says priority 300 RTP blah blah blah. Okay.
So these two ports are open, right? 22 and 3389.
I don't think. Okay, that is okay. Add a inbound port route. Just click on that.
Should be faster. It's slow.
Sometimes it happens.
Source any.
Is asking from which IP address. That is fine.
Yeah.
Source port range. That is also fine. Destination NV. That is fine. And destination port ranges. Just change to 5601. Okay, change to TCP
Allow.
and allow. Yeah, that is fine. Come down. Priority is fine. That is fine. Click on the add. I hope this should allow the property, but let's see.
Yeah, I think this should take care. Or maybe you have to do some restart or do something, or it just opens up like that.
It's 1382.142.20. Okay.
That's the one, right? Let me see. 1382.142.18. Maybe there is something for some firewall also, maybe possibly.
We unload the code. Just go to application security group. The same thing. That is the outbound port rule. I think that should also usually that will get itself automatically.
Yes.
Sometimes it takes to refresh it.
See, this symbol is not coming here. What is this?
No, that is it. Okay, I think we just have to make a change in the IP tables as well. Okay, now I'll say if you.
We can claim here deny all inbound fixes by default, but that's
No, that is a different priority.
Okay.
I'll say a different command now.
So
Now
here,
in a Linux terminal, we have to execute one command. That command is like allow. Just give me a second. I'm finding that. Okay, sudo uf space ufw
W
u for
U.
f.
That's it. Sudo U.
F. Sudo
Okay.
F for Fari, W for Wales.
UFW. Okay.
Yeah, space.
Okay.
Allow. 5601.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. Yes. 5601. Enter. Updated. Now. Okay. After that, you have to type sudo ufw and type allow 22. The SSH port as well.
Yes.
And now you have to type sudo uf enable.
UFW or just UF?
Yeah, ufw.
Enable. One register existing.
Yes.
Firewall is active and enable on system.
Now let's quickly verify.
Maybe you have to restart the machine, maybe?
I don't think usually firewall change and all machine restart generally not required. Something is blocking.
Okay.
Okay, we will have a easy option to overcome this limitation. I've sent you something on a chat window. Can you open that? I've sent you one link. You just have to go to your Linux machine.
Okay.
And just type wget.
And copy that. Okay.
Yes. Now it's in the same way sudo dpkg.
Oh, sudo. Okay.
No, sudo you type it line.
Game. From remote desktop. Okay.
Sudo and type dpkg is the same one. Debian package manager. Paste icon right and Chrome.
And Chrome. Enter, right?
Yes. Okay. What is it to say? Okay, it's asking few dependencies to be installed. Okay. Now you just have to install the broken dependency. Okay, once again.
Yeah.
I'll send you one command.
Yeah.
Now just I've sent you something in chat window. Can you type it as it is?
Yeah. For this you have to do every time you will do something. The
No, no,
update.
no. In the one type installation, but the dependencies are not there. You're just
Okay.
installing the dependency for that package.
Yeah. I think the one which we sometimes do is that sudo apt-get update, right? That one sometimes.
Yeah, right. Yes. Every quarter or every month people do.
Yeah. Okay. Then
Restarting from desktop session will be unaffected. Okay. Now we have to do one more thing. Hold on.
yeah.
Usually you get a key once you're done. Hello. Okay. I've sent you one more link. Can you go to that link?
Yeah. Okay. And then copy here.
No. Just have to go to your browser. Continue anyways. Set up remote access. Hold on. No, hold on. Set up remote access. Setup is coming. Not this one. Hold on. Connect to remote support on your left.
Yeah. This.
Okay. Connect to another computer. No thanks.
No, right. Connect to another computer.
Okay, the access code is asking, right? We just have to generate the access code. Give me a second.
Yeah.
The access code we have to generate from that computer.
From here. So I should go on that machine. Right?
Yeah, just one more thing. Have to access code.
So that will be secure.
Code. What is the name? Right? Chrome desktop. Just give me a second. I'm trying to find.
Yeah, take care.
Because I did this, I forgot. Usually the code will automatically generate it. And
Right.
usually when you install it, you will see the code at the bottom. From that code, you will be able to access it.
Yeah.
Just trying to find support. There should be something we have to run the command line, because usually for all the these kind of things happens for Windows easily.
Yeah.
And this way for command line Linux. Okay, I think I got it. Go to your remote connect. Okay, here do escape. Oh, just do escape. The current screen.
Escape doesn't do anything.
Okay, fine. 1 second.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Can you click on the setup via SSH? I think we missed that step.
Yeah.
No, yeah, on the main Google Chrome desktop, remote desktop. Can you go to that menu? Your browser. Yeah. Just do a refresh. If it's not allowing you, just do a refresh. Click on setup it via SSH, the third option. I think we overlooked that. Click on begin. You see did we install the last one, right? Is the link the same as the one we did?
Yeah. This one, this link, right?
I think link is link. That's the same. It's the same. Yeah, click on next. I think instruction will be there. Authorize. And just copy this on the At the bottom, you see the Debian one, right? You have the copy option. Simple. Yes. Don't know you're searching.
Oh,
You'll get some ID. From that ID, we'll be proceeding. Just paste it on
so I
your
have,
Linux terminal.
and just paste here without any command. Okay, there is a command already there, right? Display.
Yeah.
Post name,
Right.
I have to type post name.
Not required. It is deriving automatically from the computer. Dollar symbol is there. Right? Enter. Enter a
6-digit
pin. Yeah, enter your 6-digit pin.
So I can make my own pin.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Right. Password.
Which password? Oh, maybe I typed wrong, then it'll do the said wrong. Didn't match,
Maybe.
right?
Maybe try attempting one more time. Let's see. Yeah, some specific or something. Okay, let's do one thing. Just type sudo su. Enter. Yeah, it will go. Now paste that display one. Sometimes the permission error might be causing this issue. Paste the whatever you have in one. Or if this is not working, your firewall is blocking it. That could be one potential reason. But let's see.
Okay. So I got it. Must specify username when running as root.
Okay. Do exit and type cd. Enter. Enter. Now paste it. Now paste the command back again.
Or
Your firewall is blocking, I believe.
on this Azure, the whole VM, right? Okay.
Yes. I think that is not allowing you to touch the machine, or it's not allowing you to communicate with the outside world. I think that is the root cause, I believe.
Migration. Okay. So we'll have to do login and do this with it, right?
Sorry?
In that case. So the only alternative is we have to use the command line.
No, if you relax the firewall, that should do the job. Maybe I'll check out, because I remember for how to do it in AWS platform. I'll check in my Azure account. It's a very long time back. I'll see how to relax the firewall account, if in case it is possible.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, sure. But is there anything here if I skip firewall? Maybe it's yeah, let me quickly simple. I know you'll be also getting late, so I hope you have you have time.
Allow remote, Azure.
And then we'll keep you request file.
Okay, I start. I think we can go to the RTP like style. Can you maximize this one?
Maximum here.
Okay. Now, click on connect, please. Let's see what are the options it throws to us. Choose RTP.
RDP.
Yeah, choose.
I think RDP I don't have, so I don't know whether it will connect. Download.
No, it will.
Download it here. Then I click on open, right?
Yeah. Let's see what happens. The remote access server is not enabled. Computer is turned off. Remote is not available. Network okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think I'll use on the desktop.
Yeah. No, you just have the other options, right? Can you go to the other? You just close this error. They are saying like how to click on cancel. You see the other option, right? Install and configure on Linux VM. Cannot connect. The first link. Install and configure remote desktop to connect Linux VM. After the download, after the
Oh, yeah. Okay, so click on that, install and configure remote. Oh.
Yeah, we will see the installation. How are they doing it?
install desktop environment on the VM. Oh, so they're given this command.
Yeah, please can you follow this? You just have to go to the not that one and the next three things. Update XRP section.
Yeah, I have done this before. I mean, made,
This this is a new mission for you, right?
this is a new one. That's why I didn't do actually on this one.
Okay.
But I randomly picked up. I didn't follow this link. I just went in, but it was except C only. I guess it was except C.
Use the tab.
I think line
Tab
PM or GT tab, right?
and default is fine. Okay.
Done, right? Everything depends. Now, if you go there, back.
Oh, I think it's all steps are completed. Some steps are left. Oh, no, the Azure one.
And 3 steps we finished. Now, so this is the first step. We install a desktop on your Linux VM.
Come down.
Desktop server. So we have to do this.
Yeah, and we enable it.
So we can just copy this.
Yes.
That's done. Set a local user account password. Maybe have to do this if you create a password for me. Skip this. So I have a password already.
Okay, all right. That's fine.
All right.
See,
So
can we? I think we have to allow that. I believe 3389. To create a network, allow remote traffic, desktop traffic.
I think that is already open.
Okay, then it's fine.
I think it should go to.
No, I think now it should work. Click on the remote connect.
Yeah. 3389 is safe. It's open yet. Okay. So let's do RDP. I mean, I can do it here. It should come. Maybe let me try from here for their connect. Here. No. We completed all the steps. Let's keep it here. Was anything else remaining?
Come down. I think we should explicitly do that. Okay, let's see.
What?
We are having the same issue, right?
Yeah, I don't know what. This is the screen, right? It came. No, this is my old screen. So I don't know what message it, but it didn't connect.
Okay, I think we run the command directly. This was the Azure CLI.
Yeah. Okay, we'll go here.
Yeah. Copy and let's run that again. Azure open port. Yes.
Copy.
I think we have to change the VM name alone. Instead of my VM, type Majix ELK. Okay, install this.
I think that
So
we have to do it. No, here we can do it here.
yeah, you can do it here itself.
Here also we can.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
Okay. We can do it here itself.
There it's what it says. AZ not found.
No, just type sudo apt install Azure CLI.
Right. Apt. Oh, you can pick sudo apt/install.
Yes.
Is it like that?
Yeah, right. You can follow the command at the top. It's there, right? Same one.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, it's there already. Install Azure. Sorry, I didn't see that.
Now we install a lot of dependency, right? If you check your home disk space, it's already occupied 30% or 40%.
I know.
That is the reason I asked you to mount the difference. This problem we face it every time. You want to declare that the specific shoot.
Yeah, yeah. Now we should do this. And we did this, right? Already. Oh no, it gave error.
Yes.
It's an easy login. Try to log in. Sign in with the people.
Sign in user a browser, copy it. Okay.
It's this all information.
Okay. Now your remote desktop should ideally work, but let's cross in this. Initiating remote. Did we miss out something?
So that's the one, and that's it actually. That was the last. Do net start. Double check. Cannot connect to your net start.
Okay, use NetStart. Okay, we check whether this is running. Let's quickly verify that. Okay, NetStart is not even there. Command not found.
What about this?
No. Just type NetStart alone. Yeah, I think that some dependencies are missing. Can you type sudo app? You just have to install this dependency.
For the last command.
Sudo app install net icontrols. The one at the above.
Okay, get this. This is good about Linux. It tells you everywhere, there and there, what to do.
Yes. Yes.
So now
Yes,
it
that one.
looks good, right?
Yeah, it's
Now
on
where
port
start to
389. Yes. Go back to the page. I think there's one more thing they're asking you to do. Not here. The thing. Come down. Just check this is log. They are saying the log should tail hyphen F. You see that, right?
Yeah.
You should have seen no errors.
Listening it.
Sending outgoing heartbeat. Now can you try connecting it back again? Last try.
We have to download every time, right? Because it says
And
right.
that's what I think the incoming request is coming. I can see in the log. Can I go to the log message in your terminal? Okay, that says Proto ID Windows. It is having something happening behind the scene. You see that message, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it says UFW block. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
The firewall is blocking. I think we have to enable 3389. Can we do that again?
Yeah. So I should control C.
Yeah, control C. Sudo. Sudo
But I have the
UFW.
command, right? I already have that somewhere.
I will say it's a pretty small command. Sudo UFW.
Oh, okay, yeah, that one. UFW.
Hello. 3389. Enter. Okay, now do a tail back again. You will watch it once again. Tail was very handy.
This one, right?
No, tail command, tail command.
Tail. See the log here.
Yeah, we will connect once again and we will see now. You can use the previous download, not download again. Control J. Yes.
So I just gave this command. This is what I always give before. So it starts the Kibana.
Yeah, you are right. If you want to start every time, you
Yeah.
just have to type, I think, sudo service Kibana enable or something. I think that will enable that startup thing for you.
Service. Okay, yeah, I want to do that so that it just starts on its own. And I think this one also sometimes takes a little time, but yeah, it started. And I was playing a little bit on this DevTools.
I think you are good.
Yeah.
Is it the localhost colon 5601 is the remote one, or which one is
No,
that?
this I'm on the report machine. How can I can do it on my computer also?
No. We had the firewall issue, right, last week.
Yeah,
I
we
think
had that.
only when the firewall issue got resolved, that can be
Then
fixed
only
up.
I can.
Until then, this is the only way to solve the problem.
Okay. So again, I'm in mode where I just moved this on the right because it was hidden behind this. So this is what I was trying to play a little bit what we did.
Okay.
Yeah, I made some things and I did some delete and put and all this. And then
You have
I
tried
wrote
out
code.
the CRUD operations, right?
Yeah. I was in, so I decided to just do that visual code, and there I was writing some program like this one is just.
Okay.
This one I will just I just downloaded some CSV from somewhere and I was playing with it. Then I was also playing, but here I couldn't achieve yet. I was going through that. Somehow I cannot find reader. So I tried CSV dot reader. In your code I remember you had reader. But when I say reader here, it will not take that. It doesn't know what is a reader. So I was trying to investigate on that and then because I took CSV.reader, it will not like this. Like if I run this, it will give me error here. List index must be
Okay.
integer, not string.
Line URL must be an integer, not slices, not str. Okay.
Because I used this instead of reader it was not accepting. But I downloaded
I
the
think
Elastic. Yeah.
I think you have to use the dict reader, I believe. I think the code example what I've shared will have your examples to try it out. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that
Because I
will
couldn't download it.
easy.
Yeah, right. I couldn't download, so then I was doing myself, and I had my own CSV. This is medium.data dot something, and if this is the content of. I mean, I just randomly picked up from some website, just downloaded that. Okay, so this I will play, but I downloaded a code. There was a Python extension, so once I had Python
Mhm.
extension, it knows this is a Python. This is the terminal, so you can even run compile here also straight. And here is the cat index. You can even run like this here. Python 3 cat. So see, it shows me the all the indices existing in my Kibana. I mean, Elasticsearch. So it should be same like here. Right?
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean that's what I was trying today when I came back. Okay. So yeah, I'm here now. Let's keep on.
Perfect. All right, let's get started with today's session. So before
Yeah.
we start, let's set the context, like why is it we have to learn Kibana and what is the advantage, the pros and
Yeah.
cons.
So you can share your
So
screen, and when you want, I can share my screen that time. Yeah.
no, I think it's good. I think it's like we
So
just
good.
have
Okay.
to
Good.
just have to,
No problem.
yeah.
No problem.
So thing is that because for Kibana you don't have any slide because the Kibana UI keep changing, right? So it's very
Yes.
hard to prepare any slide for Kibana alone. So that's the only missing piece
Mhm.
or missing link you would see on the slide part. But
Yeah.
coming back to the context here, like what is Kibana if you try to understand? Kibana is a UI stack which operates on top of Elasticsearch. If you take
Mhm.
the other search engines in the present in the market, the search engine is available, but there is no proper UI interface engine to interact and query the system effectively. There are like few query editors for Solar, but it's not so effective compared to Elasticsearch because you have a complete UI visualization utility, right? Which gels very beautifully with Elasticsearch so that all the interaction things becomes more easy, right? So these
Yeah.
sort of things are the key advantage. And anybody or the business user when they want to have the dashboard or the UI component to be ready without support from any UI team, the
Mhm.
adoption was even more faster because
Mhm.
I don't have to develop a separate UI team or a full stack team to retrieve the data and display it to my wish. I can just make it by few button clicks. Will be able to achieve most of it what I'm requiring. That is the
Mhm.
one more advantage.
Mhm.
Now
Okay.
it comes to the what is the technology stack in which the Kibana has actually been built.
Mhm.
Kibana actually is built on two technology primarily. One is on the Angular and the another one is on the Node.js. So
Angular, you said?
all the, sorry?
Angular, right? You said Angular?
Yeah, right, yes.
Angular. Oh, that's a library, Java library, right? Angular. Okay.
That's a JavaScript library.
Yeah, yeah, JavaScript library. Okay.
JavaScript framework, I would say, because
Framework.
jQuery is a library, but Angular on React or these are like the framework. So you have your standards been well defined and well established. We may have to
Mhm.
follow that protocol to work with the system. This is what another key differentiating factor between a framework and a library.
Yeah, yeah. What is the difference? I even don't know. What is the difference?
So, yeah, have you heard about the jQuery by chance? Have you worked in
Yeah, yeah.
jQuery by chance?
jQuery. I might have done some brief work many years back. Yeah, jQuery.
Okay. So let me give you a simple context in the terms of jQuery. If
Yes.
you like to modify the color of a button, using
Mhm.
jQuery, at any point of time you can randomly initialize or let's say you just make a call within the $pound symbol and you will be able to modify the property directly. But
Yeah.
here in your Angular or React framework, if you want to modify the certain button or certain DOM element, you may have to follow a certain protocol to accomplish it anywhere
Mhm.
or any place as per a convenience. If you try to change it, the AngularJS framework will reject saying that you are not following the protocol. Basically, the framework is like more stringent on rigid rules. We may have to follow the set of protocols to develop the application. So
Mhm.
you might be wondering like why is that? Because your framework's trying to enforce some standard so that the application is well segregated or it's maintaining the MVC architecture, the model view controller. So those are the reasons why which we tend to go towards the Kibana. Back again, one more example of library and a framework is that if you use a framework like .NET, .NET will get .NET or any framework for that matter. that will help you to provide a lot of boilerplate code. What I'm referring to the boilerplate code is that most of the things are ready-madely available. If you want to use security, you can pull in. If you want to use some sort of encryption, you can pull in. Most of it is ready-madely available. Unlike in the library, which you have to use multiple libraries to accomplish it, your framework would provide you a solution out of the box. You got the idea, right? The framework and the library difference.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Now coming to the back end of the context, the UI stuff is done using Angular. See, again, there are like two parts here. There are two types of Angular thing, Angular JS and the Angular. The one recently which used by the market is the Angular, but the one which Kibana has developed is using something called as the Angular JS, which is the very older version of Angular altogether. Okay, clear?
Yeah. So why this
And
is
your
the
back
okay. So they use the Angular JS version.
yes. And for some because they initially developed it, they didn't want to port it, so they continue to develop on the Angular JS platform and they keep going on to it. That is the reason. So on the second part, it's the backend of your Kibana has been done using the your Node.js component, because you may have to interact back with Elasticsearch and collect and transform the data, right? All these parts are done using your Node.js component. Clear?
Okay. Yeah.
And in order to start it, if you can you go to the Kibana folder by chance?
Wonderful.
I think you cannot go to that directly because we have installed using the Debian version, right? So it not be a straightforward one. Okay, no worries. That can be it's not so required. So now let's try to understand what are the different key important things you have to learn in Kibana. So if you see on the if you go to Kibana and click on your sidebar, which gets popped up when you click on something on your left sidebar, you will see 5 different things. Yeah, something called discover, visualize, dashboard, and all the way to down. If you notice something called dev tool, and you see something called stack management. So these are the 5 required applications inside Kibana. We got to master it. Okay, all others are like derivative of the.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Which are those? One more time. Those 5 applications. Discover. Okay.
Discover, visualize, dashboard, and your dev tool and stack management. So now you know about the dev tool, right? Dev tool is mostly about like querying stuff and write queries on top of it. It will be on mostly on that. It will be like your SQL editor window where you can try out things and make it happen. Nothing more, nothing less. There are like few other features inside the dev tool like the grok debugger and one more paying like scripting. Anyways, the grok debugger during the later part of the Logstash, we will be coming and understanding how to work with the grok debugger. Okay, so like it helps you to create the patterns on the fly. Those are the advantage. Now let's go to the home button. Can you go to the home button, please? Now let's add some try sample data. Can you click on that? Get starting by adding your own data. And in that, can you try sample data?
Yeah, I had added, I'll show you. I think I had added some data there. Where do you see that? What do you add? I think flight data. Oh, yeah. Okay. So if you go to dev tools, I think I added a couple of the ones from here.
Cat indices, line number 8.
Yeah. So I have this two I put there.
I think you're good to go. I think you already added. You just have to go to your discover then.
Yeah. That's what I was looking at. So let's go there.
Discover will be on top.
Oh, sorry, top. Oh, so it shows me here also in this group.
Yeah, please select the flight record, or okay, I think this is also fine. So select either of the index of your choice, and if you see that you don't see the data being displayed, correct?
Yeah. No
Why do you
results.
think the data has been missed out? Because you have indexed the data, but data is not coming. Why do you think it's happening?
I don't know. No results match because it's doing some search and there's no criteria. That's what it's saying here. No results match your search criteria. Oh, it's not indexed also, right?
No, no, no.
Yeah.
You see this instruction they are given in the page, expand your time range. Do you see that? Now, whatever data you are seeing in your screen, it is only for last 15 minutes. The reason is that you have the time filter being enabled on it. Do you see that?
No, I don't see. Where is it? Oh, last 15 minutes.
Yes.
Show dates.
The last 15 minutes, yes, exactly. If you click on the last 15 minutes option, you can change the time option even to click on it, change it to last 1 year. I'm just expanding too large, but it's fine.
Oh, okay.
Now, do you see
So
the
the
data?
criteria was not meeting. Okay. I see.
Sorry?
Yeah, no, I see that criteria was not met. Now 1 year it's meeting the criteria. Okay.
Exactly. So whenever, even accidentally, there will be many situations during visualize or dashboard. If you don't see some data, there could be a possibility with your time filter. So be very vigilant about that as well.
So this is some log file coming from some machine or some application or something, right? Timestamp,
So
Mozilla.
this is your dummy data. It will not come from any machine, but instead they had a setup data point with them. So they index the data to just give you the essence, like how the data looks like, nothing more, nothing less. If you directly go to your dashboard, can you go to a dashboard application? I'll show you what is there in that. Click on the flight dashboard. Yes, the first one. All these charts are pre-populated because you have indexed sample data. Because during the sample data injection, it made sure all the visualization and the dashboards are pre-computed for you.
Sorry.
So that is the advantage of having the sample data. Now if you scroll down, you see multiple things like all the delayed flights and other properties one by one.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
The map and geo map. So this is like basically the information it contains in an airport. And if you are an airport authority officer, you might be looking interested to see how many flights are going, from where to where the flight is going, total number of flights got delayed, what is the average waiting time. All these things are readily available for you. So
All
now
right.
our goal is to create a dashboard which is of the sort by our own. And by
Okay.
understanding all the components in discover and visualize, we will be trying to make our own dashboard. That is a key objective of this tutorial. Clear?
Yeah.
Now, if you directly jump into the discover part, you can close the warning for a while, because this warning says that you have to configure your Elasticsearch with the username and password. That is what it is actually complaining, but you can skip this warning. All right. So now let's try to understand. Now we have selected the Kibana data logs, right? That is what we have selected. Can you select the flight data one? Let's keep the flight data as the one for this example. No, you have to select from your drop down option. Yes. All right. Now the context actually got shifted to the flight data record. Now the first thing, whenever you want to change your index, you will use the drop down option to make the particular change. That is the first point we have to have a takeaway. Second is that if you come little down on the same drop down pan, you see something called available fields. Do you see that? You see the list of available fields where you can scroll down, and you can scroll down using your mouse as well, or using the sidebar, scroll bar, and you see the different fields available in the given index. You will see the flight number, flight delay, and all the properties are ready-madely available. So this will give you the what are the different attribute or different columns or a different key value pair which we index as part of Elasticsearch. That is the point to be taken. Clear? And the good part with that the sidebar is that if you like to select a particular column, you just have to go to the respective column name on your left hand side, and you will see some option called plus. Can you go to the something? You see the blue color icon, right?
Yeah.
Can you click on the plus?
Plus.
You just have to move your mouse to the plus symbol.
Okay.
You see on the right hand side. Now earlier the result was displaying all the different fields in the system. Now it is displaying only the average field. Likewise, you can add multiple fields of your choice. Can you add the destination and destination city name on your left? All right. So now you see 3 different columns, right? So all these columns are like pre-populated for you, which is at your disposal now. Now you may have to let's say you have selected the 3 different field that is again showed on your top left of here after the filter by type. You see, in case if you don't want any of the field, you can remove it by the cross symbol on your left hand side. If you click on to it, the same thing will happen on the screen on the right hand side. If can you click on remove the destination city name now? Now you see only 2 fields are being displayed. Other field got completely changed. So at any point of time, you can make the addition and the updation to the list of selected field at your UI. And now let's try to, can you add 2 other random fields from your left hand left side panel? Nashara, like any 2 things of your choice. If you see on your right hand side, now you have selected 1, 2, 3, 4, and if you like to view your distance miles to be the first column in the screen, can you go take your screen mouse control to the distance mile on the what's called header name, the distance miles. Yes. If you see small arrow mark symbol to the left, right? Left arrow symbol. If you start clicking a left arrow symbol, which is a third symbol, yeah. Can you click on to it? Yeah, you can keep clicking onto it till whatever position you like to manage. Click on distance miles. It gets shifted to the previous column. Now click on go to the distance miles, and you can now modify either to the left or right. Do one more left. Make it to the left to the one more side. You see, now you are able to have this as the third column. So at any point of your time, you can shift your columns accordingly. If you want to have a different view, you can shift your columns. Got it?
Yeah.
And now let's do the first property or the first thing where we'll try to play around with the filter options inside the discover. Now we have the destination, right? The destination is having Zurich Airport, Denver International Airport. Now if I like, now the total results matching without any filter is at 2221. Now I just come all the way to the Denver International Airport, which is your third result. Can you go to the third result and come to the Denver column, Denver International Airport column, or the destination? Sorry, that's not the column. That's the destination column.
Destination.
No, on the left on your left hand side on the main panel. You are not on the sidebar.
This one, okay. Third one.
Yeah, come to the destination. Come to the destination. Yeah, correct. If you over on the Denver International Airport, again you see the option on this something called plus symbol. Do you see the plus symbol? On your right hand side, you see the plus symbol. Do you see that?
This one?
Yes, click on the plus symbol. See, now the filter got applied and you see only 2 results matching the condition. Out of 2021 record, so item matching the Denver International Airport is only 2 occurrence. for a given time range. Now the time range is actually 1 year. So only we see the only 2 documents are available here. Got it?
Yeah. Right.
So, and your filter got applied on your top search panel. If you see on the you see the search bar, right? After that, you see you see something called Denver International Airport.
Yeah,
Like
that's
your
a
bread,
filter.
this they call as a breadcrumbs. If you like to remove this filter, you can click on the X mark on your breadcrumbs. If you click onto it, now it will turn back to the earlier I think 2221 record. Can you click on the minus symbol back again? Now you got the idea, right?
Yeah.
How people are doing filters on top of it. Now let's do the filter on the Zurich airport. Can you make us on top of Zurich airport?
Search
You
it.
see no. On your main panel, your main panel you have, right? Yeah.
Zurich.
Can you make a filter on the Zurich airport? Yes. Make a filter. Make a filter. Use a plus symbol. That filter will get applied. Now out of like 2021 record, 126 record is matching your constraint. Now it is let's assume that you are working on some data analysis activity and you found some interesting pattern. You want to share this interesting pattern which you arrived after applying lot of and or logic, and you finally arrived it. If you want to save the query for a later purpose, there is a simple option, which is to save the query. On your top extreme right, you see option called save. Do you see the option save?
Yeah.
Options, new, save,
I
open,
couldn't
and
hear.
share and inspect.
Yeah,
Sorry.
in between I couldn't hear for like 30 seconds. Then the voice came back. So I missed what you said in 30 seconds. Sorry.
Okay, all right. No problem. For example, you
Yeah.
have done some analysis and slicing and dicing the data.
Yeah.
After that, you have find some interesting pattern. Okay, you want to share this pattern with your colleague or your friend. So there is two options, whether you have to visually or orally communicate in the chat window saying that you do this, and you will get the data what you're interested. Instead, to make things even more clear, there is a save feature, save query feature available in Kibana, where you can save the query like your stored procedure concept in SQL. You can share among your friends. You see the save button on the top right, and you have saved it right now.
Yeah.
Now go and click on the new option, new thing. Everything will resort to the old state. You see the new option next to the save button. Now all the filter will be removed and it will be taken to your original condition. Now if you want to open your previous query for any retrospective activity or your what is it called, future activity, can you click on the option called open? Can you close this model box on your right hand side? Click on the open. So whatever you saved, I think you have saved the Kibana test result, right?
Yeah.
Click on to it. Automatically the filter got applied. So you can ask your friend to go and open the given saved query. That can be one option. Or you can share the URL directly with your colleague. Can you copy the URL which is on your address bar of your browser? Now do a Control T.
Control T.
Copy it and give a Control T. Now paste that and enter it. Again, whatever filter we applied earlier, right? That will be coming without even a small change. Now you got the idea, right? So if you, in order to share the URL or the pattern you have observed with your friend, you can use your saved query concepts to it, okay? Now let's go into the one more style of filtering the data. Now you see the search bar, right? Which we had to use that. You click on the search bar now, which is on the top. Yeah. If you click on it, you see the auto recommendation to select something. They select different fields. Now let's select the option, something called as the destination. I think we will select something else. We already selected destination, right? Maybe let's
Yeah.
select the destination weather. Yes, right. And you see option like for a exact match, you see the second one, right? Equals some value. That is what you have to select, the second value from your drop down. The second one, yes. And now it is prompting you the autocomplete saying that these are the different possible options we can obtain, like clear, cloudy, damaging, wind, or null or something. Let's select something called rainy or sunny, whichever you like. Now the filter got enabled. Now it is having two conditions. The first condition is the Zurich airport, and the second condition is the rainy weather on the destination side. So now we got the result got updated. So now if you again want to save the query to the existing name, if you click on the hit button, that will prompt you to save to the existing name. Or if you want to create as a separate new save procedure or a query, you can click on the save and it will prompt you back to save it to a newer name or not. You just have to enable a small checkbox whether it has to be created a new index or what is it called to the existing one. Got it?
Yeah. Save, right?
Now we are able to do all these things just in few button click. Now let's try to see what is the query happening behind the scene. Now do you see option called inspect on your top right? Please click on the inspect option.
Yeah.
And you see the window got opened up here where you see the statistics request and response. Your statistics gives about the information like the meta information, like what is the total time and other information, the index pattern, the query name, response time. It gives you the all in this information. But if you click on the request tab, you see a small request tab onto it, right? If you click on the request tab, you will see the actual query is being created on the same window. You see something called statistics, right? After that, you see a small window. You see that?
Oh, this one.
Yeah, right. Click on the request. So this is the actual query being fired from the Kibana, because what we are actually trying to do is that we are using the help of Kibana, which frames a Elasticsearch query behalf of us, which is doing a query builder job, and it's doing the activity. Now this is the actual query being fired from Kibana to retrieve the data. If we scroll to the down, you see all the destination weather and all, whatever value you selected, you will be able to do it. Can you scroll down? Can you scroll down a little bit?
So we sorry, somebody came here. So what do you want me to do?
Scroll down.
Scroll. Sorry. Yeah.
You see the query got fired here, right?
Yeah.
You see, yes, you see a timestamp, Zurich airport, and all the things we have done. It's coming here one by one. Got it?
Right. Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
Any questions or doubt till this point, Nashra?
Not now. No. I mean, when I'll repeat this, if there is a question, I'll let you know.
Yeah. If you click on the response tab back again, you will see the response very similar to your dev tool. Can you click on it? You see, it's all very similar to the dev tool things which we have got, which we have done.
Yes.
So it's basically a discover is trying to make your life simpler by creating all things in a very fancy UI, so that your interface looks clean and you're able to do things in no time. That is the whole objective here.
Right. Yes. So is it like an agent plugin, like you have to install something or just on the desktop? Okay.
Yes, you have to install this application in the target machine where you like to collect the data. Say, for example, you have a web server X that is running on a different machine. If you want to collect the data from that machine, it is highly required that you have to tap or collect the data from that machine. You have to, the agent has to be put into that machine, right? Only then you will be able to collect it. So the same logic applies here. You just have to install the Logstash file bit or metric bit in the target machine and start collecting the data. As simple as that. Clear?
Mhm. Okay. So why you have the same Elastic company having two Logstash and beat?
Yeah, I'll come to that part. We will complete the Logstash. Once you have an idea about Logstash,
Yeah.
understanding file bit metric bit is something very straightforward.
Okay.
So if you notice that the input plugins you see, right?
Yeah.
You have the Azure Beats, CloudWatch. CloudWatch is for the Amazon S3 uh, log agent, and
Mm.
Elasticsearch file system. You can read for many file system. GitHub, Google Subscribe, Heartbeat, and Java SCDIN and JDBC protocol, JMX. And you call in like you see lot of different output input source, right? From
Mhm.
all these input source, it can collect the data. To make the things even more simple, let's
Mm.
take the example of a JDBC. For JDBC, it does not require that you have to place in same computer. If it
Mm.
can run through or it can speak through HTTP, sometimes you might have seen database can be accessed over the network, right? People will access over the IP. People will be accessing the database with the help of the IP address. Sometimes they make it a local host saying that it will not be accessed outside the system. If your database be allowed to access over the network, then you can place the log stack in any machine of your choice. That is for your understanding. Now, if you notice the input plugin here, I just pointing where is my driver is all about, and I just mentioned what is the localhost or is the IP address, and I'm just configuring the username and the password. Once that is done, I'm just saying, okay, you have to start collecting data from the songs table where the follow condition is of this type. So what happens is that that keeps watching the particular table. For example, you have a table. That table is keep populating some new informations
Mm.
every now and then.
Yes.
If that is a scenario, then if you like to capture the data in real time through a Elasticsearch, so then writing a folder or implementing a constant data aggregator might be tricky. But using a Logstash, it makes your life much simple. You just have to point your database name and your table name, and all other things are taken care. The frequency you can schedule like in what frequency you like to fetch
Roaming
it.
frequency. Okay. It will
So
call, right? Basically, that's what it will do. Like every few minutes or whatever time you put.
yeah,
That.
yeah. So they follow the cron format timestamp. If you have written any cron job,
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
you see right, execute every minute on the minute. Like basically it is like hour, minute, and second. So
Mhm.
that is some convention lies here. Based on it, it will try collecting the data in periodic fashion. That is the whole crux of it. Okay.
Yeah.
So when you start doing that, it keeps a track of it. Let's say you have like 10,000 record. After 10,000 record, there is new 10 record inserted, 10,010.
Mm.
So the next time when it goes for a polling activity, it will fetch only the next 10 record, not all the 1,000. So it is
Increment. Okay.
incremental. Yes, you're right. So it
Great.
incrementally collects the data, not every time it start not collects the complete data. That is we have to
Yeah.
understand for it. Yeah. And now I hope you got the context here, right? If you see the example for a file as well, if you point a file location, you keep uh, collecting the data from a given file. If you
Mm.
notice here, see, I just have to point where is my data located. Here I'm providing collect all the data from slash where slash log, or I can point to a specific file as well. This is my convenience. How do I have to approach a problem? Now
Yeah.
coming back to the output plugin, many people think Logstash is only designed for Elasticsearch, which is not true. they have the connectors for other different application as well. It might be sounding different, but yes, that is why I call Logstash as an ETL tool, because it can operate independently without the support of Elasticsearch. It can output the data in CSV format. It can output the data in CloudWatch, Datadog, Datadog metric, and you can trigger an email. It can create a file. It can speak through an HTTP protocol. It can trigger it. It can push the data to a Kafka log. All these things can be done by the help of a log. So it can even push to MongoDB as well. If you are pointed, and if you like to point instead of Elasticsearch, if you like to point to MongoDB, yes, it can work without any complaints. Here, one of the output connector is the Elasticsearch. See, it can store to Elasticsearch. Not only it can store to Elasticsearch, it can also store to other different data store available in the market. I hope you got the idea about the input and output context here, right?
Yeah. It can take input from any application and give this data to any application again, right? Or it could save it as any format.
Exactly. So list of supported input and output format, you can always refer to the official documentation.
Yeah. Okay.
But most of the enterprise use case, 98% of the enterprise use case will be covered in the input, the default plugin itself. In a very rare scenario, people will be using a third party, or they will be writing custom indexer, or they will be using a different application to collect the data. Again, this also can happen. So in my previous organization, we never use Logstash for a particular reason, because we want to have a better control of the system. We shy away from using Logstash and we wrote our custom indexer, because Logstash is kind of a bulky and it's kind of a heavyweight as well. I use the word heavyweight because I will give a scenario what will happen with the Logstash when you deploy in a production machine. If you start the Logstash, at minimum it will take 1 GB of your main memory, and obviously it's gonna take 1 CPU core for it processing, right? And say suppose you are running a production instance where most of the time production instance will be running neck to neck. If it's the team would have received like 4 GB and they would have received 2 CPU core. If I all the way surround, if I request, okay, I'm gonna capture all the data from that machine, and you give me 1 GB, it is not gonna happen, right? Because I cannot turn off the machine. That is the first problem. And so all of a sudden, people or customer will not be interested to increase the specification, because that's the increase in burden in the cost. And if I have to run Logstash, it has to bare minimum requires 1 GB of memory and 1 CPU core, and which is kind of super heavy. That is where people introduce the file bit and metric bit. The memory footprint of the metric bit and file bit is just the 30 MB, not more than that,
So
or
it's a
will be
light.
less than. Yes, but when you call something as a lightweight, like you see in like English movies where when they have to take up a flight, they'll remove all the unwanted components, right? Here as well, file bit and metric bit will not have one critical thing, which is your transformation will not be there. It will not help you to transform any data. That is point number one. And the output is only restricted to Elasticsearch. So all other things are completely destroyed here. You got the idea, right? What is happening here?
It's
So
a
it has
dedicated. Okay.
yes, exactly.
Okay.
You got the context here, right?
Yeah. So beat is specifically for Elasticsearch, file bits, and Logstash is for anybody.
Exactly. I won't say anybody. They designed Logstash. Initially, Logstash is the one. It was there in the ELK stack, because you never see a metric beat in the stack, right? They still call it the ELK stack, because the very first time when Elasticsearch for a very long time they were having only Logstash, but the problem I mentioned, that the potential problem, This was like one stopping factor. So they got to overcome this problem. So they introduced a lightweight agent where they remove unwanted components, and they want to make sure that the system runs without any problem.
Right. Mm.
Clear, right? You got the context?
Yeah, I got it.
Now, let's go to the transformation plugin. Then you will start looking into actual example. So here they call us a filter plugin, but the exact thing should be called as the transformation. You see alter, it is like to if you have like 10 columns, if you like to drop something or rename something, the alter would help you. The byte plugin is helps you to transform all the what is it called, the data storage specific things accordingly. And you have something called cipher, which helps you to like what is it called, encrypt your data. For example, every time you have some credit card detail, but you like to encrypt the data before storing with the server, because people who are monitoring the system doesn't need to have see the credit card detail, right?
Yeah.
If you like to do something, it lets you to transform it. Like the way you have the CSV parser handles the date time, and the dissect is to cut unwanted data or transform the data, drop a particular column. Likewise, you have like multiple transformation. In one such transformation, which is very powerful, is something called as the grok. Grok is nothing but it's the regular expression. For example, regex, right? If you have to have collect the data from your web server from this format, and you don't have any transformations by default to make it into a proper structure. We know this is IP address, protocol, the URL name, and this is the bytes transferred, and I think this is the time taken. So I think this is what yeah. So here you see how people have written the grok pattern. From the grok pattern, what happens when the time they store the data, it will be transformed from this format to a proper document format, the JSON key value format. So your grok helps you to transform your unstructured data to a proper key value format. That is the whole essence here. Got it?
So raw data is coming and you're putting it in a proper format there.
Exactly, yes. Okay. Now let's jump into the practical part. Just now we saw a theory. What about Logstash? Consists of three components. Everything we saw. Now let's do the actual work. So if you go to the folder where your Logstash is present, Logstash will also have a very similar file structure. And all of these file structure heavily depends on the configurations we try to employ. Let me just open it through the visual code here.
So you already have installed on your machine Logstash or wherever you are?
Yeah, I just have to download from the official website. Nothing more. You just have to type Logstash download, like the way we download the Elasticsearch, right?
Yeah.
Just download the zip format, nothing more.
And just download you have directly in etc, right? In Unix, everything you put it in etc folder.
Yeah, right. But I never for training and your learning activity, don't try to put in the etc part. Try using putting in the try extract in the zip format, because during your learning time you will be changing lot of things, and opening etc through the vim or choosing elevator privileges will make your learning part go to dip. So
I can put it on my home directory.
Yes. Okay. See, I have everything in my same folder. Config is same, bin is same, everything I have my own control, and I can determine when to start the Logstash, when to stop the Elasticsearch. It's completely under my purview.
Yeah, I want to also understand this Unix, Linux, the way it installs or the folders and home directory. I mean, I don't use much of Linux, so I need to learn more on the admin or a little bit on this how the installation happens, or what are all those folders, etc. And there are so many others, right? And mounting the file system and all this. There are so many things I want to learn that. So maybe we'll talk later.
What you can do is you can buy this book. Sure, Raj, I forgot Raj, I believe. There's a book on Unix internals.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like 700 page or something.
Okay.
So if you buy that book, and the good part about that book is that it will explain you from the very beginning. It will be like a simple story book. You just have to try out few things. Once you start, not this book. That is on. I have that book in my home division. Who's the author? Let me get. It's a very pretty old book actually. History play Michael Beck. Not Beck. Just let me check. What is the story is all about? So there is one other guy on the same part, but his book would be like literally even more simple.
Okay.
Or if you want to understand how Linux works, the easy way is that just type spoken tutorial and IIT Bombay.
Okay.
Just go into the website. This is like a official website from the Ministry of Human Resource. Choose a course on Linux. They have all the things on the Linux part, especially where is the Linux thingy? Yeah, and they have it for across different language. Choose English or whatever language you have, because we used to do this course in the during college time. Forgot the name of that part. He is a very good author altogether.
Okay.
Because that book has like just by reading few pages, it gives you a better control about what to expect and what Morris Batch. Yes, this is the one. A pretty old book.
Okay.
This is the one. Feel like get this book. This will solve your law. If you read this book one by one, you will have a better understanding about all the Linux flavors. Okay, now let's go into the. I'll open a simple configuration for you. I hope you are able to see the visual code, right? In which whatever we did, like input plugin, output plugin, and everything, it is all a simple JSON. And I'm gonna open a simple JSON for you, and just try to observe the what is it called? The structure alone. You see the structure, right? You have your input, filter, and output. If you take any Logstash configuration file, the pattern what you're gonna see is the same. There is no difference in that. Okay.
Right.
So now
you have to install anything like for this field. I mean, on the left there is one. They have everything for if you want to use Linux, something. What is it called? Not the filter, but something you go and install, right? Add-ons. You didn't do anything.
I didn't do anything. This is a simple file. I will send you these files as well for your reference. Okay.
Yeah.
So now my objective is to index the CSV file we had earlier, right? You remember the Titanic CSV we had earlier where we index with the help of the Python code.
Yeah, right.
Now the same the CSV file, my objective is to index with the help of a Logstash without writing a single piece of code.
Yeah.
So let's see how the input will look like. See, I'm just pointing out what is the path I want to take the data. You can discard about these two entry, which you not use very often in your real time. You can discard it. I'm using it for some other purpose. I've just pointed out from where I got to collect the data. This is taken care, right? And you also see the filter. Filter is what I need to use a CSV parser. We saw CSV transformation available, right? I'll use a CSV thing, and I've mentioned this operator, which is by default is comma, but I to make it explicit, I just mentioned as the comma and the different column it contains. And now we have the output as well. Output is that I have some name. Let me just say I just say n hyphen Titanic. Let me save it. After which I have something called std out. So whatever output we are getting emitted here, send one copy to ES and one copy to the standard output, which means a terminal. Yeah. Now let me execute this from here, new terminal, and type bin slash logstash and space hyphen f. The F stands for the file. Where is my configuration file? It's all about. It's inside config, right? Conf and logstash hyphen csv config. I'm just gonna give an enter. You see how long it takes even to start. That's the reason I said it's kind of very bulky and heavy.
Yeah. Okay.
It's still not even initialized.
So it is.
You know,
Yeah. Now it started doing that thing, right? It started working.
it completed it. All the 891 record, it got indexed in no time. So let's view the data whether it got indexed or not. I just gonna go into my dev tool, and I like to do a cat indices to see whether I have something called n hyphen Titanic. Yes, it exists. Let's get the count and other metrics. See, I have like 894 record is available here, right? So yeah, I'm gonna make a modification to the data what I have. I just want to open this file in real time. Start. Yeah. So you'll also see 894 records available here. You see 894 record, right? I just want to simple copy paste here. Control not. I will just say. I'll just say use CSV format, and I've saved it. Now, if you query the word Nashula, it will be populated now.
Query match name. Oh, the spelling is wrong.
Yeah.
Here the spec. Okay.
Now we are able to get the data in no time. Because it's continuously capturing the data. If there's any change in data, it's capturing the data for us. I hope you got the context here, right? So it continuously pulls the data in real time if there's a change in the input source. I didn't write any specific code saying that keep watching, keep referencing it. So all these done will be, there is a concept, something called as a file watcher. Have you heard about file watcher before?
I have heard. It keeps like a poller, right? Keeps polling something.
Exactly, yes. Usually the operating system also provides the facility for file watcher, or they usually write in the application level if there's any byte change or any modification done. From that information as well, people tend to take decision. This is how they progress it. Clear?
And that is nowadays those pipeline gets triggered with that, right? I mean, even Kafka,
right.
All the pipelines are based on those artifacts getting created or whatever. Something comes and it triggers that.
Exactly, yes. So whatever you're triggering.
Sorry, yeah, continue, please.
Go ahead.
So Kafka is also something similar, right? So you can put some messages there, and Logstash or Elasticsearch can take the input from the Kafka also, right?
Yes, true. It can send to Kafka as well. Even from Kafka, it can take the data. If you go back to your input plugin in the Logstash,
Mhm.
you will see what I just put input plugin, and
Yeah.
you will find the Kafka. See?
So yeah, so is there a good combination? Like if people who know this also know Kafka? I'm just, this is a general question. Also, sometimes
Not,
know Kafka, like Elasticsearch, Kafka, they look like a one group of softwares.
not really, because in my experience, I used Kafka a little bit. So it all depends on your scenario. Right?
Yeah,
Sometimes people know, and learning Kafka or what is it called, RabbitMQ or any message queue, it's very trivial. Why I say it's very trivial is that
yeah,
the activity of a message queue is to receive data, keep
yeah.
in queue, and provide to the people who request the data. Nothing more, nothing less.
Subscribe thing. Yeah, right,
Yeah, publish and subscribe pattern.
right.
So you can be typing, and if you know how to read, job is done. If you know how to push the data, your job is done. And there are like few intricacies lies behind, like how to architect or how to design your queues.
Mm.
But if you are more specialized into it, you may have to learn about it. But in general, if you know how to tap in or read, take back the data, you are taken care.
That is right, right. That is all we need to know how to use it. Yeah.
Right,
Okay. Yeah, no, I never got a chance to, but I know what that it's a messaging system.
right.
Okay. Yeah.
But you got the idea, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Now let's see one other example, a different example to for a different scenario. Okay, I'm just gonna stop this. If you notice here from the CSV format, you were able to convert to a JSON format. This is what you have mentioned as converting to Elasticsearch understandable format, because ES can understand only in uh, the JSON format, nothing else.
Yeah. So it converted into that format, right? The Logstash.
Exact, right? So one other example. Okay. Yeah. Can you understand what is happening here?
Host, you're just defining the host and the index file. Linux log. So maybe the host and the index file, so it can look and read from there in from the syslog file.
As Slav is taken care, and what happens, you understand the input part, right? What is the thing happens in input? Input is
Yeah,
trying to read the data from the syslog, nothing more,
syslog.
nothing less.
And here it is doing
And
the index, right? Output.
yes, simple. It tries to keep putting the data without any transformation. Whatever you see in your syslog, it is trying to emit the data as it is in your Elasticsearch.
On the raw data. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, we'll initiate this pipeline as well. Bin slash logstash hyphen f on and logstash hyphen syslog. So I'll
So
also open in syslog for your thing. This is how my syslog looks like.
mhm.
So I think it's waiting, I believe. We watch with 560 b. Let's verify whether the index got created first on first time. Yeah, you see Linux.syslog. I think I have only one event now.
Yeah. One record.
Yes.
Yeah. That was the one there. So it created that Linux syslog index from the parent,
Yes.
but it just
It
took
got
without converting anything.
because you didn't apply any transformation.
Information we have got. You're right.
If I want to generate more event, it is pretty simple. I just have to open some application. That application will trigger to do some activity. If I start opening up the LibreOffice, it will populate. No, see, you see a lot of things. If I still close it as well, you will see a lot of attractions to it. If I close it, or it's not. See, it's calculating something, right? If we check the count now back, see, within few seconds, I was able to generate 133 records altogether. You got the idea, right? So where your transformation or filter plugin is put into use and helps you to do the activity. Clear?
Yeah. But this was without the filter, right? This was a big raw, just the raw mess, the raw thing came in, right?
Exactly. Whatever you had in the message or the line, it is printing it as it is.
Yeah. So if you put the filter, then it'll convert. Otherwise, it'll just bring it like.
Yes, you have to put the filter, and you should know how to parse the data. See, this looks in a different format, and if the other part looks in a different format, then it's not the right way to extract it, right? So we have the pattern here. Now we have your timestamp, the machine name, and I think this is the job name, I believe job name or the process ID, and you have the message name. Only if you know how to parse this data accordingly, you will be able to extract or write a proper regular expression pattern, grok pattern accordingly. Got it?
So you'll have to write a pattern, right, for the filter. If we know
Yes,
how
right.
the data is put there.
Yes, right.
And okay.
Yes. In this example, I like to read the data from the JSON file and index into the Elasticsearch. Your input part looks like this. Your codec is that you are just informing that I'm reading the JSON file. Read it properly, because for each and every line the JSON file will be created, right? So I have to inform whether it's a JSON file. After which I'm just saying the host and the index name, through which I will be able to index the data and able to extract the data in no time. Got it?
Yeah. Filter source message. One more time, you tell me that filter JSON source.
Your input is to take the data from the desired location.
Yeah, that is
You are
good.
clear. And output also, it is very clear that now all the output we are using Elasticsearch, but you can change the output of your choice if you wish to change. And your filter is to, like the way we read the CSV file, we use a CSV plugin, right? Same way, when we have to read a JSON file, we are using JSON parser to read the JSON data. As simple as that.
Oh yeah. Okay, so it knows this file and it knows what to extract from where the delimiters and all that.
Exactly, yes. But you got the idea, right? How it works and how what are things we are approaching. Is it all clear?
Yeah.
I'll also get you.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
I'll show you one example. This example, you will understand things even better. See, I am opening a log file here. This log file collects the data about the host and other information, right? By default, Logstash is not having any plugins to collect the data directly. So I'm going to use a default plugin to extract the data. Now, this part you will be clear. The input part I have defined from where I have to collect the data. This has been taken care, right? And this part is also clear. Now let's look into the grok pattern, how the grok pattern is being captured. Before being captured, I'll just put the file into a simple one. I'm just copying a single line, going to my dev tool, choosing the grok debugger, and fetching the sample data. Now I need to write the grok pattern, the regex pattern, right? So to write the regex pattern, I'm just copying it, content, whatever here has been populated.
So there's a way to test it.
Yes, because every time if you start using Logstash, you may have to wait for ages to try it out. So they have simple grok pattern debugger which helps you to extract the data. See, whatever data we had over here, we are able to extract in some useful format. Do you see that advantage?
Yeah. the date and the host, process, and we'll put it in the column wise.
So you understand how it works. Like here, I've just dissected month, date, year into separate unit, but you can also combine into a single entity as well. It is up to you. How do you want to process in and consume the data? Clear?
Yeah. So the machine which we have, that ELK stack, and maybe I should try to put something there.
Sorry, come again.
We have that virtual machine ELK stack, something right on my Azure.
Yeah, right.
I want to do something on this there, like maybe.
I'll say you what to do it for that. Maybe you just go. You can use your what is it called, your Kibana console, and you can directly go to your add data. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
In which there is something called metric beat. Choose something metric beat.
Okay.
You can also collect Azure metrics for that matter if you have the admin privilege.
I will have it.
And collect the Elasticsearch, not Elasticsearch, no, where is that system metric?
So I have to install both Azure metric and system metric.
Install whatever you.
Yeah, I got no. I will install this too. So that will start.
See, these are the different output connectors it supports. It supports like AWS, whatever your even Cisco log. I like to collect the system metric.
Okay.
If I start collecting system metric, I'd have to download the package. Depending upon your target machine, select the package.
So I'll have to say Deb, right? DEB. When I go to my ELK, it's Ubuntu.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you can just DEB. Just it's all the same.
And then just run this in the command line. All these commands.
Yes, right. You just have to do it. Open it. Point where your ES is present. Enable this module. Once you enable this module, you will have the data in this format.
Okay. Yeah, I will try this. I will make it.
Maybe you can try this as a takeaway thing today. See if you have some time, or else we will revisit this concept tomorrow as well. But this is like pretty straightforward, which will help you to accomplish the problem, accomplish the whole activity. Maybe you can try and let me know. Just try following the instructions. And this should help you to capture the data, and you'll have a beautiful dashboard over here.
Yeah, right.
Just type this part system metric. I'm just sending you that in the chat window as well, because there's a lot of different metric as well. Collect the system metric, okay?
So other than this, I have one question which comes into my mind. Usually, all these logs and all this data, it comes directly from whatever machine metrics, whatever, and then you make the index on that. But I was looking like YouTube, when you are searching something immediately, it does that. So it's probably using something like this only, right? Elasticsearch kind of. So is the database the YouTube database where actual videos are, and the search, is it different database where it is? How is it? How does it work in this kind of scenario? Like in YouTube, when you search, it gives you those search results, and that search result is coming from which database? Where it is coming and where it is pointing?
It is coming from Elasticsearch.
So it's a separate database than the YouTube, but it has a pointers in that search where when you click on that, it exactly goes and loads that video, right?
So the idea here you have to understand here is that, see, the videos will not be stored in Elasticsearch.
Right.
Be very clear about it.
Right.
It will just provide you the pointer. Okay, go and hit this location, you will find the data. That is all it is trying to do for you. Got it?
Right. So this database has information about the other database and its exact pointers. When the user clicks, it exactly knows the pointers and takes to them. Okay. Yeah, that's
exactly. It just because you are the one who creates the system, right? So
right.
make sure that you are taking care of this part.
So every time the YouTube database is updated by people, this Elasticsearch also keeps updating, right? In the updating
Yeah,
pointers.
people use system something called change data capture.
Mhm.
The work of the change data capture is to collect the data in real time and store it in the Elasticsearch or any other different data store.
Mhm.
They use actually Kafka to accomplish it. I'll
Yeah.
tell you what is it all about. You see
Mhm.
this picture?
Yeah.
Just see this picture, you will understand what you're referring to.
So there is a subscription and both are talking to each other. Anything uh, changes on any side, it updates the other side because of subscription. Mm.
Right. So your Postgres is the heart here. From your Postgres is trying to collect the data using your change data capture,
Mm.
from which you have your Kafka to be placed in, which collects the data in periodic fashion.
Mm.
Through that, you are pushing to your Elasticsearch, which is your one of your secondary database.
Mm.
Elasticsearch is never a primary database. Again, I like to highlight here. So
Yeah.
it is kept collecting the data in real time from a different primary database, and it's keep updating it for you. Nothing more. Got it?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So then I will tomorrow. I will do the. I will try to install Logstash and what all those fine bits or something. Some play with that a little bit on
Sure.
my virtual machine.
You
We'll
try
see.
and let me know. We
Yeah.
can discuss tomorrow about it. Okay.
Right.
So I think we'll be. I think by this week we might complete this today. When I said it, and we can't do it. I think we can maximum. We can complete the clustered part. We will see where are we heading to.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So
Oh,
yeah, show me that that PDF. Sorry.